live.
Are you
Okay.
live on YouTube too?
Yep, I will go ahead and introduce. All right. Welcome to ArtQuest Live. This is Colton Bell speaking, and I'm here with Burin. Say hi, Burin.
Hello. How are you?
I'm doing good, that's for sure. And we are here with Dina Norlund. Hey.
Hello.
I guess I can do a brief interview. Correct me if I'm wrong about anything. She is a concept artist / illustrator with a very popular YouTube channel and Instagram and everything. She's just blowing up online nowadays, and it's really cool to see that.
Trying to be everywhere on social media.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Branching out. No, it's fun.
Yep.
It's cool.
So I guess we can just get started. So
Dina, introduce about yourselves for anyone who doesn't know you or new to the channel.
So I do mostly nowadays. I do my own stories and books. So that's what I'm focusing on, creating comic children's books, and primarily focusing on that with my YouTube channel being creative and sharing my creativity and how I do certain things. And weekly I do something. I do a video on YouTube, and I also stream 3 times a week now, which is really hard but also very fun. And I don't know what else to say. I'm being creative on the internet. People are watching me for some reason. It's great.
So I've been looking at your channel. Your first video was uploaded in 2015, January 22nd.
Oh god, that's like one of the old ones.
And you have 158 videos.
I do.
Until now. And your last video was uploaded 2 days ago, right?
Yeah, Friday.
Yes.
Every Friday.
So tell us about your journey. How was it in the beginning? And
I think I started the YouTube channel, if you would call it that, when I was doing things on DeviantArt, and I think I saw other people doing recordings of their art, so I decided, okay, I'm going to do a speed paint, and it was just speed paint with music, and I started uploading it on YouTube. But that's like ages ago. But 2 years ago, I think I found out that people were being creative on YouTube and actually filming their art and doing voiceovers, and they were being popular. So I thought, okay, well, we can try that. And I think the first one I actually did to do something serious for YouTube was the Elsa redesign video, and that was like my first. I feel like that's my first official kind of talky video, and from that point, I think I started doing weekly videos every Friday, and I think I've kind of upheld that. I think maybe a few Fridays I've missed, but for 2 years at least, I've been doing it, and it just slowly grows bigger and bigger.
Yeah,
it's really weird how social media works. Like getting to the first 100, it's so hard. And then getting to the next 1,000 is even harder. And then after you pass that, it goes faster and faster and faster and faster.
Yeah.
And now I'm like 100K, which is so weird.
Yeah. Well, I remember when you made your 100K post a couple weeks ago, and you're already at like 112 or 13. It's like it snowballs.
Yeah, it goes faster and faster. I think the more you have, I think the YouTube algorithm. If you've ever been on YouTube, you've heard about the YouTube algorithm. They pick you up, and then suddenly you're everywhere. It's very fun, but also very unpredictable.
Yeah.
You don't really know what to do to make it right. There's lots of people saying hi.
So what is more comfortable to you, pre-recorded videos or live?
I love doing live because then I don't need to edit. Then I don't need to hear my voice, and I don't need to edit myself, and it's great.
I don't know why this is like the first time my internet went out, or I guess it went out once before. All right.
Live again.
Yep. Sorry, my internet went out, and we're streaming from my PC, so hopefully that doesn't happen again.
We'll cross our fingers.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was saying. I'm just gonna.
So within this 4 years, is there any episode that's quite memorably difficult for you to make?
One of my YouTube stuff?
Yeah. Do you remember any particular episode that was very hard to do? Maybe? In the beginning, maybe?
Probably in the beginning. I think in the beginning it was just really hard to come up with ideas because you do it every week and you have to entertain people. And right now, I don't think I can remember if, like, I think I just make videos and then I forget about them. It's like editing videos. You just edit them and then you can stop listening to your voice and it's great and you never watch it again. And if Phil, for example, started watching my videos next to me, I would just start cringing so badly because I don't want to listen to myself. I'm like, no. It's out of my I don't want it. No.
Yeah. But when you have to edit your videos and look at them, how do you bear it?
You get used to it. You get used at some point. You just like try to ignore that you're annoyed at your own voice.
Yeah, it's like eating the nasty veggies that you don't want.
Yeah, you kind of just have to get over it.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, I think we are.
Yeah, we are definitely live. Everybody's saying, one person said that we're back. And so maybe I saw a question earlier about you being from Norway and how there's not much of an industry and how you became a concept artist. Maybe we can ask about where you came from and how you became a concept artist and that whole journey. Let's talk a little bit about your history.
So, yes, it's true that Norway doesn't have any sort of... Well, it does have some kind of industry for concept art or games, but it's very, very small. And I think when I was in high school, and we had high school that was like specialized with art. So it was normal high school with normal studies and stuff, but you had 10 extra hours a week where you were doing art, and it was art classes, which is great. And I think in my English class...
Can you hear me, Brian? Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
In your English class.
In my English class, we had to find a school overseas, not Norwegian, that we wanted to study at and figure out how much it would cost and blah, blah, blah. And I actually did a presentation about FTD. And I was like, this is like a dream school, but I will never go because it's so expensive. And then I ended up doing that. And I think it was when I realized that Disney had like those art of books. That's when I realized that concept art was a thing, because I don't really play games. Didn't really know about that part of it. But I found the Disney stuff, and then I was like, okay, cool, this is a thing. And then I found FCD somehow with concept art. I think YouTube channel first, and then I found his school. And then somehow my dad helped me like borrow the money from a bank, and then I went to FCD, and then I kind of it's funny how that kind of works.
That's really interesting. Oh yeah, for those of you who don't know, Burin and I were both in FZD at the same time as Dina. I was actually in her class. I'll usually say I sat next to her for 2 terms. We had this little, our little table group, and all of us were buddies, and we hung out a lot, and it was more than one all-nighter.
We were our own little club at FCD.
Yep.
EU, Steph, she's Australian, and then my boyfriend Phil. We are on the same table.
Yep.
Our little club. Nobody else was allowed. It was just ours.
Yeah. Well, we could only fit 4 tables together, really. So it was like
that's true.
It's like a grade school. You're limited by what you're allowed to do. So.
Yeah.
So yep. We go way back, basically.
Yeah, I can't believe that it's been actually 3 years since we graduated.
Yeah,
so 3
years
since we actually met face to face.
Yeah, it's really crazy. And I guess I forgot to say for any of your listeners, so Burin is a concept artist living in Paris right now, working at Pretty Simple Games. And I am a concept artist working freelance. I'm living in Pasadena, California. And Dina is...
What am I?
A whimsical designer.
A whimsical designer. I guess people would say you're an influencer, but I hate that word. Mm-hmm. So I would never use it about myself. I'm an artist doing YouTube and Twitch. That's what I would say. Mm-hmm. An artist doing videos and creative stuff.
Mm-hmm. So what did you think of FZD? Bring us through a little bit of your experience there.
I think everyone who comes out of FCD has mixed feelings.
Oh yeah.
But I think overall, I don't regret going, and I think I learned so much about how to do and like, I think I was already into the storytelling part of like concept art, so yeah, having FCD push me to do environments and backgrounds just helped me be more comfortable with it. I don't think it taught me anything different, but it was just that push. And I also just loved the third term where we could do whatever we wanted to do and really just go with our own stories and what we wanted to explore. That was probably the best part.
Sorry, I gotta make some posts to make.
It's fine. I just want to say hi to Damien because he is a regular on my Twitch.
Awesome.
Oh, I'm also living in the UK. He said that I should probably say that, and I live in the UK currently.
Living in the UK. Yeah, so yeah, definitely a lot of mixed feelings coming out of FZD. I would say that most people who get out and end up working really can't say that they regret it, because you need that, like, you know, it's like the thing about art is that you have to go through this period of really being bad and slowly getting better. Like there's no getting over it. There's no fast track. So what FZD does really well is it forces you to be one track mind, work all those hours every single day, whether that's the right way or not. Like doesn't really matter. It works.
You to the limit. I think it pushes people to the limit so much that you get to the point where, should I actually do concept art? I think that was probably something that I was thinking about when we were at FCD. I was like, should I do concept art or should I do illustration? Because I feel like I'm more of an illustrator. And even when I got the job at Adam Hawk, I felt like I was an illustrator and I would do stories. And I love designing, but I think it's just, FCD makes you question everything. And then you get out of FCD and it's kind of a little bit better and you're like, okay, I can kind of do this.
Yeah.
It's not as bad.
Yeah, definitely. And the thing, like, concept art and illustration really do share a lot of like the same fundamentals. Like perspective is the same, you know, except in illustration you focus more on, you know, storytelling and the experience with the viewer rather than what's going to be built. Because And just to give a little background in case, someone just asked, what's the difference between concept art and illustration?
Oh, yeah, I've gotten that a few times as well. Yeah. It's very interesting. What do you think? Because I think we've talked about this before, but it's just interesting. And yeah,
because I've done both, and you've done both too. So it may, and actually Boren has done both too. So we all probably could answer this one. Well, concept art is drawing something that's going to exist later, and illustration is drawing something for the sake of it basically being viewed, like in a nutshell. And that may sound kind of like, I don't know, maybe more esoteric or something. So if I were to break it down, I would basically just be designing something for what you're designing versus, you know, drawing literally like a pretty picture that you want to look at.
And there's a lot of overlapping. Sometimes concept art needs to serve a purpose, right? It needs to fit the needs of the client or whatever you're trying to reach. If you're aiming for something very, let's say whimsical, then you check all those marks. If you're doing something really adult and all the, for, you know, like serious tone stuff, you also need to hit that. Basically, concept art is art, but that's aimed at achieving what needs to be said or shown. And it's called art because you still need to put those art inputs every now and then to make it good.
You're still drawing. You still have to move your hand and draw something. And I feel like concept art is doing art that explain something. But at the same time, like I feel like you can do illustration and not do concept art, like not focus on the concept art. But I feel like I don't know, like it's a mixed thing. Like when, especially I saw this a lot when I was at Item Hawk as well, when a lot of this production, well, I guess it's called, you were required to do both concept art and illustration. You would do concept art, but it needed to be rendered to the level of illustration, which is really hard. That's like paying for the concept art but getting an illustration. So that was like a weird thing that happens in outsourcing studio, especially for promotion art. And that one's hard. I had to be forced to do that a few times.
Yeah. So in the beginning, it's kind of like the concept art kind of works in two phases depending on what you're doing. First is like the design phase where you're actually coming up with the idea, and then you have to polish it to the level where whoever you're showing it to has to like it, which is like the illustration phase. So you can do really rough, literally like napkin sketches with, a ballpoint pen, but that's the design, that's like the concept art. And then you take that and you make it look really good. So whoever you're showing it to is like, yeah, I think this could work in this game. Yeah. Because
you have to make it readable.
Yeah, exactly.
For someone else to see it and see what it is.
Yeah, and not everybody's an artist. Not everybody who you're selling your ideas to is an artist. Like, I'm sure everybody's, shown a picture to like their mom who's not an artist, and she's like, oh. Great.
I don't know what this is.
What is it? And she wants, she's nice and she likes it, but she doesn't know what she likes about it, and she doesn't even know what it is. Like, that happens with my mom all the time. It still happens even to this day. It's just like, yay, what is this? What's this ball thing on it? And what's the antenna? And
you have to make it work for everyone, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Or for at least your audience, or the targeted audience. I think Damien put it really well, saying concept art is exploration and illustration is showcasing.
Yeah, but concept art is also kind of showcasing too.
It is, but concept art, I don't know. It's a weird thing. Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like, a bunch of concept art is different. Like, what are you doing concept art for? Are you doing keyframe concept art? Are you doing which actually it's like concept art for an illustration? It's like. But or are you doing like a lot of what I do is literally like T-pose outfit design, and I'm literally just exploring form language all day. I'm recently been doing actually guns for this one project, and it's literally just form language. But at the same time, you have to use real world input. I think Infinite Possibilities put it pretty good too. Concept art is kind of helping people visualize their ideas. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we should quote that from now on. That's the most fastest and shortest answer we got so far.
Yeah, a lot of good answers in chat today. Dina's viewer base is really smart.
Yeah, Damien, you can't believe. I think he's 15 and he's just insanely smart.
Yeah,
he's scary. He's always on my stream. He's great.
That's awesome. We have smart boys.
We smart boys.
Yeah. Oh, that's really funny. So,
you want to put something else than my face on the screen because I'm feeling very difficult.
We can look at Buren for a little bit if you want.
Yeah, let's do that.
One handsome boy.
I have one question for Dina.
Yeah.
Have you ever encountered art theft from your artworks? Have you ever run into someone using your artwork for their webpage or printed somewhere else, or in video games, etc.? Have you ever had?
Not to the extreme that is they are making money out of it, or they are intentionally stealing it. I've had kids redraw my art and post that, which I don't take seriously at all. I'm like, okay, this is fine as long they're just like, that's what kids do. They trace or they sketch and they mimic and post it on social media because everyone's on social media. And that's fine, but I've never had any companies or anything that I know of that's taken my stuff, which is really nice. I don't have to worry about it yet. But maybe we'll come one day where somebody.
It does happen from time to time, here and there. Yeah. You have to rally your people to completely invade them with emails publicly everywhere, and that does work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because recently, one of my friends got few of his artwork stolen.
Yeah.
And these guys were completely. I'm not gonna say who, but like they.
What kind of war was it? But not like from who? I'm just curious.
No, he used to be historical. He's a historical painter, and they were using his things. And me and my girlfriend and a couple of other friends, we rallied together and completely like told them, "Hey, take this down," and they did comply. So,
if you have more people than just yourself, then you can threaten them a little bit more, even though you're not going to like do anything. Like just
but then they said, "Oh, we're so sorry." I don't know if they're being honest or anything, but they did take it down. But I also said, okay, if you took it down, then I'm gonna dial it back. I'm gonna remove my post, but don't do it again, etc. That's it. That was the end of the conversation.
Yeah.
I kind of have a funny story about art thieving. I can put the screen on my face, even though I'm gonna get self-conscious. I'm just not gonna look at myself. So my girlfriend actually, some people had. Some person she did a lot of drawing when she was like even way back in high school, even as far as like being a freshman and stuff. She had like dozens and dozens of drawings that she used to have on an art app. It was called Art Amino, and she just found out recently someone stole her art and uploaded it on Instagram over a period of like years, and that person had like over 14,000 followers on Instagram, and it was all her art. Meanwhile, she has like a couple hundred followers on Instagram, and she was so flattered by it. She wasn't even mad. She was just like, my art got that many followers? Like, oh my gosh, like my bad like weeb trash art, because there's all like anime stuff and everything. She's just like, I can't believe this. Like, she's so flattered. She messaged him and she was like, like, I guess I should message him and tell him to take it down. And then they just made their account private and blocked her. And she's just like, wow, really? She's like, this is all my art. Like, these are my characters. Like, I have all the original drawings in a drawer.
That was like the actual. It wasn't just traced. It was the actual art.
Yes, it was the actual art. It was screenshots of her art. Yeah, and they threw in like one or two of their own drawings every once in a while, like that you could tell was not the same artist, but like kind of like fan art. But I just thought that was the craziest thing.
That's very interesting.
14,000 followers on Instagram from, like, that's like a lot.
I guess they kind of managed to like, I don't know, use hashtag better, or like got picked up by like the Instagram algorithm or something. Yeah. So that they got that many.
Anyways, it's just bizarreness.
Demonetize.
Gone. Okay. Well, I'm just saying hi to Peach.
Yeah.
There's people saying hi.
Yeah, that's funny. So what was the last thing we went over? We went over what you thought of FZD. How did you... maybe you can give us a little bit of insight into if someone kind of wants to learn or teach themselves. What sort of assignments did you learn at FZD that you think were very applicable to what you do nowadays?
Oh, draw through.
Draw through.
Number one, Scott Robertson, yay!
But it was just so weird. Like, it was a different way of learning perspective that didn't include trying to do like perspective points. Yeah. Do all the things. Like, it was more freehand, which was a lot like better for me, because I'm not like I like more curves and like things. Like, it's really hard to do that when you try and like make proper perspective lines and all that stuff. So I think draw through really just helped me get comfortable with drawing perspective, which I didn't do before. I have drawings. I never drew backgrounds. I could never do the comics that I wanted to do because I couldn't draw backgrounds properly. I would try and I would fail, and especially cities I would never do. And now I do it. So it's just really weird how that's kind of changed that. I think that was the biggest thing, was for me to learn how to draw backgrounds pretty much assignments.
Yeah, it almost requires a, pardon the pun, perspective change in how you view drawing. It's like you think about it in a fundamentally different way.
Yeah.
And you have to be trained how to think about it in that way, but at the end of the day, it's not all that much information that you need to know. It's the muscle memory, and
it's the muscle memory.
Every time you go back to it.
It's the thing that I feel like a lot of people, especially that do things like me, that drawing people most of the time, it's like, even thinking about drawing buildings is scary. So you will never do it, and you will never try. And when you try, they look weird and they don't work. So when you learn like draw through, and how he approached it, at least, was with like the boxes, and then moved on to really simple vehicles in boxes, and then vehicles, and then bugs, and then it was just a really smooth way for me to learn it. And it was just like, it introduced it in a way that wasn't scary.
Yeah.
It wasn't intimidating, and that really, really helped, I think.
No, absolutely. They have to train you from the ground up. Because it's not like a natural way to think about it, really. Like, because you think about, a paper as a two-dimensional surface, and thinking about in 3-dimension. Because nowadays, I'm sure, as what happens to me, when you're drawing, you're not even thinking about the 2D surface. You're like only thinking about like the three-dimensional aspect of it. Like when I'm drawing a box, I can almost swear that I feel my hand like going back in space like this.
It's weird when you get comfortable with it. You can feel it. When you're comfortable with it, you don't need to think about it. It's really weird. Like when I do, like, at least, especially now, like I'm doing comic pages and stuff, like drawing cities is not that hard anymore, because I like, it's just drawing a box here and box here. It's really weird, like how things like that don't scare me anymore, and it feels more natural. Even though I feel like it would be really nice to be able to do it in 3D when you're drawing 3D, but it kind of feels like it's 3D when you're drawing, just because you're comfortable with it.
Yeah. So draw through, and that's literally almost all FZD teaches, aside from a bit of design classes and more like composition
painting,
stuff.
But not very much painting. I learned some painting that's helpful, but I think I learned more at being in the industry and just working on things.
Yeah, and they kind of expect that too. You know, I remember I was talking to Fang at one point. I don't remember if it was on messaging or if it was in person, but he was basically just like, or even if it was on like one of his podcasts or something, but he's just like, we know a lot of our students, have a long way to go when they graduate, but they know, number one, they may get work and they'll learn on the job, or they'll graduate and they'll know how to continue their education by themselves and reach that little extra percentage before they can, like now they can build a portfolio.
Yeah, now they have the fundamentals.
Yeah.
Which is pretty much the whole course.
Yeah, definitely. And if I'm going to be totally honest, because I went to FZD and I also went to Art Center for a couple of terms, I would say that if you want to just get into the industry and you kind of know the direction that you want to take, I would probably recommend FZD first. Number one, just because of the money. Like, Art Center is like...
Art Center is crazy.
Each term, Art Center costs about as much as half of FZD. So, 150% of FZD price in 1 year for Art Center.
Yeah, I remember before I chose to go to FCD, I was looking at Art Center, and it was like Art Center or FCD. Both of them offer what I want to learn, and who do we go for? And I didn't even apply to Art Center like to try and get a scholarship or something, because I was just like, it's just way too much. And 4 years, hell no, I'm not.
I had almost a half scholarship at Art Center based on my portfolio that I built right after FZD, so I had that going for me. And it was still a lot. Like, it's still, like FZD price. So it was just like, a lot
of money.
Yeah, it really is.
Nobody has that money.
No, it's true.
I'm still paying mine back, so see, it's gonna take me another 4 years or something to pay mine back.
Oh yeah, but I have a couple friends in that situation. But I mean, it sure is good to be in the career that you're happy.
Oh yeah,
about.
I can have fun while I pay it back.
Yeah.
Like, it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's see what other. So FZD draw through. How was your experience on getting out of FZD? What was it like when you got out? Jobs, stuff like that.
Well, I wasn't there for the graduation show. Mm-hmm. Remember that?
Yeah, you left.
I ran off because my dad gave me a job with Lego.
Yeah.
So yeah. I'm gonna go home. So my dad did like Lego commercials. So for the toys, he did the commercials for like quite a few, 10 years, I think. And he needed somebody to do concept art, and he decided to give it to me so I could have some sort of work in my portfolio. And it was pretty good pay as well. So I did that for 2 months. And then after that, I think Phil came back from Singapore, and I was just lost. You know, did you have that feeling too when you just get out of FCD and you have nothing to do and you're like, what am I doing?
Yeah, if you're lucky, you'll start getting jobs. If you're not lucky, you'll lay in bed all day pondering the meaning of life.
Yeah, I think I got one job for like just when I finished the Lego stuff. I got one job through FCD. I think Did you ever work with Studio 78?
Super 78, yeah. I worked with them. I did a lot. I actually did a lot of work for them. I worked on like 2 or 3 projects with them.
I did too.
Yeah.
All like amusement park stuff.
Yeah, one of my pieces by them actually got released. Like one of the very first pieces I ever did for concept art, an environment, got released. It's on their website and everything. I'll bring it up and show it on
I want to see it.
But
I did one when I started at Adam Hawk. I think I did one freelance is next to Adam Hawk work, and I think I asked them if I could show it, and I could, even though I don't think it's released.
Okay.
But they let me do it because it was a really cool piece, and I was really I liked it a lot. Mm-hmm. But the other stuff I don't want to show because I don't like it. So
yeah, this is it. You can't see it, can you? You will see it on the stream.
No, I'll see it on the stream. It's fine.
Okay. So this is one of the first images I ever did for concept art after I graduated FZD. I still can't draw people.
Good.
I spent so long on this.
Oh God, how long?
I don't even know. Days. Lot longer than I told him I was spending on it.
Yeah, but that's what you do when you first start getting gigs. You say like, oh, this will take me 10 hours, and then it takes you like 40.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta do it, you know.
You gotta do it because you want them to come back, and you know you'll get faster, so it's kind of okay. But you shouldn't do that for very long because then you underpay. Like
you undersell yourself. I think that's I mentioned that last time with Ate, our last stream. I said I think that a lot of people are so used to drawing with no pay the entire time they're practicing that it's so easy to get a job that's way less than you're worth.
Yeah.
And that's...
I've met a lot of people, a lot of concept artists that I know, they take way less than they should. And it irks me because I think I've been doing commissions on DeviantArt since I was 13 years old. So I feel like I've always been used to taking payment for my drawings and art. Yeah. So taking a lot when I started doing freelance, especially when I started doing freelance, I think the first actual gig was from Super 78.
Yeah.
And I think I called FCD. I was like, what do I take payments? And I think they gave me like $320 per day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that sounds...
Low. It's like
not
a good
bad
amount.
For a first job.
I know, really but at least I called. Especially that. But like, at least I called to check. But like, what do I actually take?
Well, Pete, I was so freaked out. I was like, oh my gosh, I got a job offer. I've been working for 5 years for this, and I was like, what do I charge? And Pete's like, say $350 a day, and I'm like, what? I'm like, that's a lot. You're like, really? That's a lot. And he's like, just do it, dude. Whatever. Yeah. And I'm like, because Pete had been working for.
Funny.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he said he knows you.
Like, lately. It's funny.
Yeah, he's a really funny guy.
But like, right now, since I'm doing so much social media stuff, I don't really want to take freelance commissions unless they're really well paying. So
yeah, or they're super fun.
Or it's super fun. If it's like Disney that knocks on my door and be like, "Hey, you want to do some stuff?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, I'm gonna do some stuff." But
yeah, exactly. So funny. So. Let's see. So we talked about when we we got a couple questions. I'll ask. Someone talked about Brainstorm. I've taken like 5 Brainstorm classes, and I will say yes, it is great. The teachers there are so qualified. Like at least the ones that I've taken, like June On and Nick Gindro, amazing artists. And I'm actually taking a figure drawing class right now, and it's really, really, really good. I have a sheet in front of me right now. I can from my last class with them. This is one of his handouts.
I think you have to click on yourself. Oh, yeah, you did.
He's going over proportions and different stuff, and he goes over all like the muscular system and everything. And I have other handouts, but so yeah, they're really good classes.
I've heard a lot of good things about Brainstorm.
Yep,
and
Charles,
mostly from Phil as well.
Yeah.
He's just saying like it's worth it if you want to pay less and get really good teachers, and like it's not it's not like super expensive, which is really great for a lot of people.
Yeah.
That can't afford to get a loan like me, for example, or save up like Phil. Like it's so much money.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. We have another question. Who is talking? It was me. I'm Colton Bell. I hear the fact that artists undersell themselves, but how much do you actually think artists should ask for their first jobs? That it depends on the job.
It depends on the job, and depends on, because if you're doing like online commissions for people, that's different. I feel like, but at the same time, it shouldn't be too different. You should also always look at the lowest hourly pay that any job around you would take and start there, and like, how long would this take you? 8 hours? Okay, how much per hour? I would think.
So adding on that, you have to understand that you have to let the client know that you are bringing the tools, you're bringing your own office, you're paying for your own electricity, you're paying for your own food, you're making your own time,
but then like that again goes towards like, you need to know who you're working with. If it's a client who's never worked with a concept artist, then you need to let them know that. But then a lot of clients work a lot with concept artists, and they will try to get away with paying less, but you have to just give them a big number, and then they can go down if they can't pay that.
It's better to not take some of them if you really feel like you're going to get ripped off. It's not worth it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because if you keep taking like a small gigs with small pay, then your reputation is going to be built around that.
Yeah.
That will really work against you.
Yeah, absolutely. Agreed. If I'm just gonna pull out my calculator really quick, to give some actual numbers, like what is even like minimum
also,
wage?
It depends on which country you're at.
Yeah, exactly.
And also which country the commission is coming from as well.
Well, it depends where you're.
Actually, it seems like every company I work with is always in US dollars.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it's always the same rates because it's in US dollars.
A lot of the time there are.
I've never experienced that.
But also, different countries try to pay differently, so you have to.
With my experience, American clients and European clients are totally paying much more than the ones that comes from, let's say, Southeast Asia or China or those countries. That's what I mean. So even though they will pay you in dollar, they will still pay you according to their economy.
Yeah, unless you're working in theme park design for China, and then you can probably get a lot, like 400, 450 a day.
It's insane how much, like, theme park stuff is so... China's just going crazy with theme parks.
Yeah. Well, I have to say something. There's a guy that I know in Pasadena who owns a studio. I think he has like 8 or 7 people working for him. He specializes in theme park design, and he called me up a couple of months ago, and he said, hey, I'm really passionate about theme park design. I don't think a lot of people know about it. I'd love to come on ArtQuest sometime and just ramble on about it. I'm like, dude, yes. Like, totally. I need a bigger following first, though, because I want more people to hear about this. We went out to dinner and everything. He's a really cool guy. So stay tuned to hear about theme park design in later episodes, because seriously, it's a huge industry.
They're going crazy. Like, even from, I can't say specifics, but like Adam Hope was doing a lot of theme parks as well.
Really?
And they go crazy with how much detail you put into it. They were doing UI, they were doing like big things. Oh, it was just crazy. I'm looking forward to when it finally gets released, like some of the art. And they're still working on it. It hasn't been like canceled yet. So I'm very excited to see what comes of the things that I've done for those things.
Yeah, definitely. Oh man, if someone says that's a follow, I'm going to say we got a bunch of cool guests planned. We have a character artist that is on the Overwatch team who's going to come on, who's a buddy of mine. We have a guy who's a Disney animator who knows all about Maya in the industry, and we got a lot of guests. Right well, you're actually one of the artists I wanted to get on the most.
What? Yeah. You waited a long time to ask, actually.
I know. I wanted more people following first. I don't want to broadcast to like 2 people. It's embarrassing.
Well, I got all my people coming over, so it's great.
ArtQuest just passed a whopping 200 subscribers on YouTube.
Whoa! What? For long? Wait, it was like 241. Tonight. That's what you have right now.
What?
You have 241.
No way. On YouTube?
Yeah.
There's no way. There must have been 40 subscribers today then.
Yeah, it must have been for me.
Oh no, we do.
People like that post.
I mean, that's not bad. That's good. That's crazy.
Yeah, congrats.
Oh, wow. Well, Goran, we got 40 subscribers today. We're
gonna drink tonight.
We're gonna go party.
2 months to build.
We're gonna stream for another 6 hours just drinking.
Yeah. Well, you don't.
And then start shitting on things.
Yeah, that's.
So Dina, we have a question that this question was submitted before on the previous part. I have a question that was lost because of the cut stream. How did you come into concept art? How did you hear about FTD? There is no market for concept art in Norway, and there are so few game companies. So my question is, did you have to leave Norway to go to school or go to any art game design school in Norway?
Yeah, problem is that going to FCD, if you're from Norway, is that the Norwegian government, like usually they do support you with the loan, which has really good rates, and they give you a part of the money for the studies and stuff. But FCD is just a diploma; it's not a bachelor or like anything, so they won't give you that money. So that's really tricky. If you go to art center, then yes, you will get the money, but that's a lot more expensive. So it's kind of up and down. But yes, if to do concept art, you have to. Like, if you're Norwegian, you have to get out of Norway because there's pretty much nothing there. The funny thing is I actually met... Well, I didn't actually meet. It was the first time anyone's recognized me out in the city, but they didn't come up and say hi. They just messaged me later. But apparently we were out drinking on Friday, and I was really drunk. Apparently I smiled at someone, and I didn't know. And then she messaged me on Instagram saying, hey, this is going to sound really weird, but I think I saw you. I'm like, yeah, that was me. And she was Norwegian and a concept artist living in Newcastle. I'm like, what the that's like me. What is going on here? But there is a lot of Norwegians who do concept artists, but they're just not in Norway. Which is really interesting. Like, you just have to get out. Like, I knew that I was going to be in England because it's just the industry is bigger.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but there is a few small ones, but it's really hard to get in. So get the experience living outside of Norway first, and then you can go back, and then you have better chance of getting those small jobs, which is really good pay because it's Norway.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. There really isn't a lot of like there's certain areas. Like, for example, I'm from Arizona. In fact, I'm from a small town in Arizona of 15,000, and there's literally no industry there. There's no industry in like the whole state of Arizona, or anywhere. I think the closest place you can go is California or Texas for the industry, because there's a number of studios in like Austin, Texas, and then there's a bunch of studios in California. So my decision, I worked in Arizona, was I did freelance. I freelance with Volta, and what's that?
The only problem with that for Norway is that the prices to live is so much higher, and you should really have a Norwegian pay to be able to kind of support that, or really good paying freelance jobs. So even that is hard when you live in Norway, especially if you live in Oslo. If you live with your parents, then yes, it should be completely fine. But if you're trying to move out, like I moved out when I was 18. Yeah. So I needed to have a part-time job while going to high school, which is really hard. So even that was scrambling to have money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. If you're, it really just depends. So you would say if you're in Norway, it's probably best to move out if you're going to do concept art.
Yes, but why not? Get some experience living outside of Norway, and you can just come back. Norway is such a good country to come back to if you have experience. I really want to live in Norway for at least a little bit at some point, just to go home. I haven't been there for like 4 years, so like lived there for 4 years, so it's really weird. But
that's really cool.
Maybe I can go there and open a studio for concept artists, but I still don't really want to, because like if you open a studio in Norway, you have to pay the prices for like renting the studio space, paying all the artists, and that's Norwegian prices. And then you do concept art like outsourcing for other studios, and the pay might not be enough to pay everything they need to pay. That's probably why there isn't that many studios in Norway, because the price of the whole business would be so high that even the best paying gigs would like take a while to kind of afford it. It's like, I feel like it's hard to balance that out.
How hard is it to get into the industry without having previous education? It depends what you mean by education. If by education you mean a degree, not hard at all if you have the portfolio quality. If you are talking about education in actually being able to draw, then you will never get a job if you can't draw. It just depends on what your definition of education is. I don't consider education schooling. I consider education actually understanding the material and having experience.
Yeah, I think experience and knowledge. Like, you don't need a school. Most schools, like most jobs anyway, they don't look at where you've gone to school. They look at how good you are. They look at your portfolio. They don't give a crap about where you went.
They don't care who you are. They don't care. They literally don't even, like...
They look at your portfolio, look at your art, and then yes or no.
Like, all they need is your email address and portfolio, and they'll hire you for freelance. Like, literally. Yeah. Like, if your portfolio's good enough, they don't care where you are, who you are, what you do, anything. If they see a good portfolio and they have your email address, they're going to email you and say, hey, can you work for us?
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy.
So, like, for schools, like, if you want to do, like, learn stuff, then do online schools. Like, isn't Brainstorm mostly online?
No, it's in person.
Oh, okay. But there's other places you can learn online. So
yes. There's so many websites. There's Learn Squared. There's a bunch of Gumroads. Just go on ArtStation and click around for a while on people with really, really, really good work, and odds are a bunch of them are going to have Gumroads and tutorials for sale.
A lot of them. And even YouTube there's a lot of stuff for free on YouTube.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, look who we're talking to, you know.
I don't do like tutorials though. I just draw.
Yeah, these are really good questions. How do you build a portfolio without being in the industry?
You just do.
You just do it? What?
Yeah, you don't have to be in the industry to do a portfolio. Yeah, what are you talking about?
Honestly, join the ArtQuest Discord and start posting your work and
post your link to the Discord so people can join.
Yeah, I should post that. The Discord. Join our Discord. All right, here we go.
So I'm just like saying hi to people.
Yeah, that's so nice. Thank you, Dina's audience, for showing up. We really appreciate it. We are so thankful that you guys are deciding to follow us and that you like our content. It's really encouraging, and it makes me want to get Dina back. Give me more followers. No,
every week, Dina.
Can we make you a regular?
Maybe once a month, and I'll bump you up every month.
Oh,
if you give me that payment, I'll do it.
Affiliate.
Yeah. I get a part of it now.
That's really
nice. It's
nice.
really cool. Of course, I want to ad watch it. Oh, I love.
Okay, what else did we talk about? Oh yeah, so building a portfolio, yeah. You don't need to be in the industry, just build one. Like, there's so many things online. Watch a bunch of Fang's videos. He really goes into depth about building portfolios in some of his episodes. Those are really good.
And also there's lots of like how to set it up. Lots of videos about that. Even I should do a bit about that. I was supposed to do it. Oh yeah,
definitely. I would say but it really just depends. To give you an example, people have gotten hired based off of one image. Like a studio sees one person or sees one image by a person, and it's at such a quality that they're just like, we're gonna hire this person right now. Generally, I would say like for like actual like information on a portfolio, you know, have, I don't know, 15, 20 images maybe. It depends on what you want to do. Like, do you want to do concept art? Do you want to do illustration?
If you're doing like, if you're looking at certain jobs have like specifications of what they want to see as well. So, and I think if you're doing concept art, then you need design sketches, final pieces, people and environments, just to like show the whole round of, I would say, at least some sort of.
Dina, do you think the industry is looking for more generalists or more specialists?
Oh shoot.
Both.
Yeah. It's hard to. I think outsourcing studios are looking for generalists. Freelancer, like people who hire freelancers, are looking for more specific people, you know, because they know what they're looking for. Like outsourcing studios, especially Adam Hawk, who is an outsourcing studio, they are looking for people who can do everything that they get in. Like you have to be able to do everything. Even me, who does like line art and like cute stuff, I had to do like gear painting for Injustice 2. Imagine that for me, right? Yeah. Like I had to do everything. So I think it's like, if even either or, like you can do everything. But I think at least having a general understanding of everything is probably a good thing, and then being specialized in some areas that you're really good at. Then you attract both sides.
Yeah, that's a really good. Like studios in-house generally like generalists, and unless they're hiring for a specific position, and studios that are hiring for freelance, they're usually looking for that person that they can pay for a specific
you've done
gig.
That before.
Yeah,
I will need to do that again.
Yeah, like my portfolio, I can link my portfolio in the chat. What is my oh yeah, I'll just link my ArtStation. That's basically my portfolio. So you'll see in my portfolio, it's just full of hard surface stuff, and basically all the work that I'm doing nowadays is hard surface. And now one thing that I do actually for some reason get hired for a lot that I have none of in my portfolio is like character stuff, like outfits and skins and all that kind of stuff. I've been working on a gig for 6 months doing character stuff, so it's been a bit of a I got a lot more used to it. But like I'm doing gun design now too, so.
But I agree that it's really weird. Like even if you put certain things in your portfolio, like if you look at my portfolio, it's mostly character stuff, right? But what I've been hired to do pretty much only since I got out of FCD, pretty much, I've only been hired to do environments and rooms and buildings and not characters. Yeah. It's really weird, but I think they see my whimsical environments and they don't see that often, and that's sort of specialized.
Yeah.
And I would never think that was my thing, but like some of my best paying gigs have been environments.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, cool. Like I guess they need somebody who doesn't normally draw houses in perfect perspective, but they need a house that has a character, and that's why they hire me. So it's like I really enjoy it. Like I like being able to do stuff like that, but I would like to do more character stuff. Well, because that's what I do.
There's actually one more point that I want to say is a bunch of the time clients will look at your work and they will just see artist and they'll hire you for anything. Like it's funny because you're like, I want to work on a character job, and then you'll get emails and they'll be like, hey, can you do these pieces of concept work to design a lazy river for a theme park? And you're like, where did that come from? But
why
they see the title concept artist and then they just click message. Like a lot of the time it works like that.
Yeah.
Would graphic novels be considered illustration?
I think graphic novels the funny thing with graphic novels, I think graphic novels includes everything. You have concept art, you have illustration, you have everything, because and writing and like storytelling, you have everything in that. It's such a hard genre to like do.
Yeah. Dina, will you make tutorial videos? Asks Ellen Art. What's that?
Oh, you glitched out. Okay, you're fine. I do some tutorials for my patrons, and that's pretty much my job.
Oh.
But they get like one tutorial a month, and they kind of decide on what I teach, and I sit and ramble on for an hour in front of my OBS camera, and I draw and I teach.
Oh, that's
I
really
try
nice.
it. Yeah, it's less of a tutorial and more this is how I do stuff. So that's what I call it. But yeah, I don't want to do tutorials on YouTube because that's not something I can upkeep. And if you can't upkeep it on YouTube, you can't do it because then you change your content too often, and the YouTube algorithm will just drop you. So that's not something I want to get into.
Okay.
I do that privately, yeah. It's better for my growth, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But I have, like, something me and my boyfriend was talking about today was actually if I should start doing mentorship or start, like, teaching. Because that's something you've been talking about, Colton, and I think that's...
Yeah,
like,
well, I did a mentorship, actually. It was good.
Yeah, but it sounds fun, and I would love to, like, help someone go through, like, the whole storytelling process, like, you know, from how to create a book, like how to do that, and like I've gone through the whole thing so many times now that I feel like that would be really fun to teach.
Yeah.
And that would be a course though, that wouldn't be like free on the internet, so it would be different.
But... yeah. Yellow draws, shots fired. So let's see what else. So let's see. We went over the draw through. We went over the. Oh yeah! By the way, everybody, this will be uploaded to YouTube, and
you can go see it later.
Yeah, definitely. And
watch my face, because my whole face is on the whole screen. And there's nothing else.
Well, there's artwork behind you, you know.
There's plant, and there's the blue monster thing, and I see that orange folder by your door.
Yes, thank you for bringing that up.
Well,
thank you.
This is Grey Legs, right?
This is Grey Legs.
I want you to talk. I was scrambling to figure out what to talk about, but Burin just hit the nail on the head. Let's talk about your journey in storytelling. Let's talk about your Kickstarter. Let's talk about Grey Legs, and let's talk about the future of the author Dina Norlund.
Oh my gosh, author.
Yes, that's what I want to ask.
I am an author, which is really weird. So I think last year I decided to quit my job at Adam Hawk, which was my full-time concept art gig, which is really secure and you don't really want to leave it.
Yeah.
But I decided to take the plunge, and I wasn't earning any money, and I didn't have any like reoccurring freelance work either. So I just decided, okay, we're gonna go freelance. That's exactly a year ago. And the first week I had some freelance gigs and I did that, and then they didn't come back. And I was like, okay, shit. We don't have anything to do. I was doing YouTube. I started a Patreon, which was very small. It didn't really help that much. YouTube was like a little bit of money, but not enough to live off. And then I was like, well, I've been wanting to do this story. I've done this sketches and like thumbnails for this children book called Grey Legs, or at that point it was called Blackbird. And then I think it took me the second week of freelance or free life. I decided, okay, now we're gonna do this, and I started doing all the inking and all the sketching. I have all the, I think I have some vlogs on my YouTube channel, which is pretty much when I go, all right, this week we're gonna do Grey Legs, and I started doing it, and then I went live with the Kickstarter in middle of July. I can't remember. And yeah, I just did it. And I'd done the Kickstarter the year before for the Inktober storybook, so I did like drawing every day in October. So I already had done one once, so I thought I could do it, and I did it. It was, I don't know, it was just I just do it.
So you had, I remember when that was going on, and I just ordered some of your Grey Legs books. I ordered one for myself and one for my girlfriend. And I felt really bad about not supporting the Kickstarter. I was so broke at the time, and I was like, and I put it off, and I was like,
so stupid.
I'm definitely gonna order all your next books and everything. I have a bookshelf that I collect books that I really like on it, and
well, I hope it ends up there and not in the trash.
No, it is gonna end up there. Absolutely. After I read it, of course. So, number one, I want to ask you about the. Wow, we're getting so many followers today. So number one, I want to ask you about what it's like to do the Patreon and how that went, and the community response that you had. And number
Patreon
two,
Kickstarter.
Oh no, sorry, Kickstarter. Oh, actually
Yeah.
Patreon too, but later.
Yeah, we can talk about Patreon later.
Yeah. So Kickstarter, you launch the project. What do? You say, I want to make a Kickstarter. Go. So what does that process entail?
Okay, so the first thing that you do is pretty much you find out how much it's going to cost and what you're going to do. You have to figure out what is the minimum you need to get in of money for it to be successful. So for me, it's like, to do the printing, it wasn't that bad. Like, I used Mixam, which is like, just, you can print the books in like a week and you'll get it on your door, and you'll print like, you can print as low as 1 or 2 books. It's really, really low. So no matter how many people I did that the year before for the Inktober book, which was a lot smaller. It was like, I think 70 people backed it. And then I kind of learned from that. And then that was the same printers. And I just figured out, okay, if 3 people back the book, how many do I need? Like, how much is that? And then maybe that was like £30 or something. It's like, start as small as possible, and like, how little do you need? And don't do stretch goals if you can help it. I didn't do that for my first Kickstarter, and it's not a good idea because you'll end up broke if you don't do it right. If you don't calculate right, you'll just lose all your money. So it can be really risky. But for me, it was more like when we hit, I think 2K or 5K support, then I could print a bigger run. So I printed 2,000 books. It was quite. Wow. I still have 1,000 books.
Wow.
But yeah, it starts small. Like, try a small one. Try like doing an enamel pin or a sticker sheet or like a tiny sketchbook scene, just to test it. Going in like a big one can be very scary and kind of risky if you fail and you can't send out the books. So
yeah, it could be. I figure it's maybe stressful. Do you send out all the books at once, or do you have like a week of nonstop day to night mailing books, or do you kind of mail them as? Oh,
wait, now?
Or like, when I did your Kickstarter succeeds and now it's time to send the books.
Oh, that was stressful. So a part of something that you have to put into your like budget is packaging material. So like, I got this like paper envelopes that you will see when you get your books, because it's the same thing. Just as keeps the book secure and everything. And luckily I figured out that the Royal Mail, this mail service here, have a online thing, so you can import CSV files, which is pretty much like a Excel file with all the names and addresses and stuff, and you can pay for all of them at once.
That's really nice.
And you can just print out the labels with the addresses and everything, and return addresses is all that, and the only thing you need to do is put on the customs, and that was it. So it was great, but it was like 500 books to send out.
Wow.
One by one?
Oh, one by one.
Yeah.
So at least I had that online system, and I had a friend come over, and I paid her like for her day because she does freelance, like different freelance stuff. And we were packing. I have a vlog about that as well, actually. Wow. And we packaged for 8 hours that day, and we managed to package all of them, which was so impressive. And then the next few days, me and Phil was just like putting them in the boxes and putting on the labels and doing all that stuff. But it was funny because even my bank like blocked my card because I was it was like £2,000 in shipping.
Wow.
Yeah, so a lot of that money that goes to Kickstarter is for, because I got like 12K for the whole like campaign, and then I think 2,500 worth of shipping. So that's not even your money. And then I think I paid £2,000 for the 2,000 books. And then you have the pins, the extra stuff, the stickers, and you have all this extra stuff. And then I didn't end up with that much money for like how much I saved on it. But now at least everything that I sell in my store is 100% profit because it's already paid for. So at least I have that. But I remember after I did a Kickstarter, I was just like, I'm still losing money. And that was like my year of freelance was like, I lost money for like over half a year. And then before Christmas, it went up again. So now I'm like secure, I'm safe, I'm okay.
That's good.
But like, the only thing it did was really let me do a really cool book that I can sell. So yeah, it's very interesting.
That's super awesome. That's literally one of the things I'm most interested in hearing about on ArtQuest is just personal experiences by artists, and you know, I'm really glad that you were able to tell us about this. It's really cool. So
I'm gonna ramble about my life.
Yeah, exactly. So the future of actually no, let's talk about the book that you made, Grey Legs. So what's it about? Let's go into the storytelling side of things. How do you you write a story? Like how do you write a story?
Was interesting because it wasn't just write a story, here you go. It was, I'm pretty sure we were driving home from Phil's parents down in London, and we're driving home to Newcastle.
Yeah.
And I was sitting in the car and I was like, what if I made a story about wolves?
That
was the first thing.
That's blows my mind coming from you.
Yeah, boo. But it was just because in Norway, there's this whole wolf situation, how they're killing wolves every year because they want to keep population down, and that's because they're afraid of wolves and blah, blah. And really, you need wolves for an environment to be sustained. You need definitely predators and you need like prey. You need both. You can't just remove the predators because you don't like them.
Yeah. And
that's like a whole thing in Norway. And I thought, how can I pack that into a cool story? And that was when Blackbird was the first official name for it. And it took, and then I did that. I did like a few sketches and I had a few like of the images. I never actually used any of the ones that I sketched out for the first trial. And I left it for like a year or half a year. And then I went freelance, and then that's when I started doing it again. And it took a while, and then I looked back at it, and I was like, "This is not good. I need to refine it." And then I refined it, and then I kind of got Grey Legs. The thing is, like, this has all been documented with vlogs as I've done along with the whole process. So it's actually really interesting going back and looking at those vlogs, seeing like what I was thinking at that point, and then evolving next week. It's very, very interesting.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
And Grey Legs, if you translate it to Norwegian, is actually a nickname for wolf. It's gråbein, which is gray legs.
That's cool.
So that's like a nickname for wolves. And if I ever translate it to Norwegian, it will be like just wolf. It won't be anything interesting with wolf.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So would you say that storytelling came first over the art initially? Or...
Actually, for Grey Legs, it was the art came first. Well, the overall plots was first, like the inspiration, like you're afraid of something that you don't understand. And that's the first thing. And if you remove what you're afraid of without understanding what it is, then you can cause damage to what you like your environment. So it's just pretty much living in a garden that is sustained by predators and prey. She removes the predator, everything goes to shit.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much the plot of the story.
That's really cool.
Very simple.
Have you ever been like very close to wolf? Maybe in a zoo or maybe in a park?
Yes.
Have you ever touched that one?
Yes, I have. This is kind of interesting. I think some of my followers knows this, but my dad's actually a director, and he directed this Norwegian movie called Wolf Summer.
Ooh.
And he filmed the whole thing in America. That's the only time I've actually been in America. And for a few months we were like there with him when he was filming, and of course they used live wolves and they were trained, and I got to hold a wolf puppy, and that was when my wolf obsession started. And since then I've loved them, and I've seen them sometimes in like parks and stuff, but never like I want to meet them like in person again because I absolutely love them. So they're
You're gonna get
cool
a big
animals.
doggy someday.
Oh, I'm gonna get a big husky Malamute. We had a Malamute. That was also a thing. We had a big Alaskan Malamute, which looks like a wolf. So it was just like no stopping. I drew just wolves for like years. It's like, of course, my first book was about like wolves.
Yeah. Oh, it has to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So are you
Dragon
going to expand or write new content, new stories?
So something that I've realized, because now I'm doing, I'm working on a comic graphic novel, which is written and everything. I'm just pretty much working on the art for the pages, and there's 130 pages.
Wow.
Which is a big project.
Ambitious.
Ambitious, very ambitious. And something that I realized is that every story I do, even the Inktober story and any kind of small story I have planned, or big story, is connected. So I'm kind of creating a little universe, and I didn't really notice that until when I started working on the Snowcat Prince, which I'm working on right now. And now I'm just like, this all fits together. So I had to do the world building, I had to make like everything fit together. It's a fun project trying to do not just one book, but like books that are separate from each other but connected by the universe, which is like a Marvel. Like Marvel is the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Like
absolutely.
lots of different stories but connected by the same universe. So that's sort of what I'm trying to do, because it's really fun.
Yeah.
It's so much more fun to have a project.
It really is.
Yeah. Not just like, oh, let's do some art every week for YouTube. That's not what I do. I want to do books and stories. So, Dina, the cinematic universe, yes.
Yeah. Oh, someone tried to use uptime. I don't even know how to enable
you don't
that
have
stuff.
bots?
No, I don't have any bots.
It took me months to get bot. Don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're on episode 11 now. We go live every single weekend, by the way, for anybody who's new joining. If you want to follow, every weekend we do paintovers. We haven't done them for a while. We've been doing a lot of guest interviews. We're really trying to grind to get better at doing guest interviews and make it more like a conversation and have interesting topics rather than asking kind of a set of questions from a sheet. Because I think it's a lot more interesting.
They ask what time.
Oh, what time? Usually on Sundays at like this time, but it depends on guests. Sometimes we have guests from Malaysia and we have to go live at completely random times, but they're always uploaded afterwards onto our YouTube channel. So you can go see every single one of our videos on ArtQuest Live YouTube, or just, it's ArtQuest Live. I'll link it in the Discord right now, right there. And so you can watch all those. Last week we had Ate Galen on, who's a senior illustrator at Riot Games, and the week before we had other guests and so on. And this week we have the wonderful Dina Norlund.
Woohoo! You've gained a very good follower. Damien's going to come and watch you every week.
That's so sweet. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think somebody said... Damien said Grey Lake Snowcat, Netland the Hush Hush.
Netland the Hush Hush! I remember when you made that.
Part of it. Yeah, you were there.
What term was that? I remember you actually coming up with that process.
Yeah, second term. Project. It was a whole process. I just remembered that you were actually there, and it was actually part of our little table.
Yeah, we like
with Hush Hush.
Yeah,
that was my idea. That was her idea.
Because you're like, I want something cute to be able to say, and you're like, what would a little kid say? Oh, hush, hush. Yeah.
And that was like the whole starting point, and now like my whole fan base knows about Netland the Hush. It's gonna be like a big comic series that I have planned. Yeah. But that's gonna work. And but I have a
so cool. I can't wait to get that and read it. Oh, it's gonna be awesome.
I need to write it first. So it's like the hardest part about anything, like books, is for me to write it. My dad had to help me with Snowcat Prince. The whole of January, he was like, I wrote down like my whole thought process for the story. I didn't know how long it was gonna be, and my dad tried to take what I wrote, the mess that I wrote, and kind of tangle it and okay, Dina, what are you actually trying to tell here? Yeah. So he was like my editor pretty much. Which is kind of cool to say about your dad.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He's just good with storytelling. Since he's a director, he kind of knows how to write a movie. So.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, I'm really close with my mom. I talk to her on the phone all the time and tell her about stories and different business ideas, and we bounce ideas off of each other and stuff.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
it's really nice.
We are very lucky to have parents who want to do that with us.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people have like parents who don't support them in art, and I feel like, because for me, like I've always been encouraged to draw, because my parents are both artists. Like they are like, of course you're gonna draw. Are you like silly? Like you're not allowed to draw.
Yeah.
So
that would actually be something really nice to elaborate on. Just what you feel about, man, I'm getting so sidetracked. So, all right, so we're talking about your stories. We still need to go over your Patreon. We need to go over maybe a little bit of your YouTube channel.
Do we have a time limit? What?
No, I don't have a time limit.
We don't.
We went.
Can go till
did you know with
morning.
David, we went for 5 hours and 20 minutes with David Norlund?
Yeah, so he was just going on tangent by tangent.
Oh my gosh! Just remember how he draws? He's like,
oh, I know how he draws.
Anyways, okay. So parents that support you and your career, and advice for people who may not get that support. And let's hear about that. What do you think?
So like something. This is, I don't know if this is tangent or not, but I think a lot of people ask me, why do you draw? And you know, when people reply, oh, I draw because it's for me and it's for myself and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, hell no. Like, I think the only reason I continued to draw when I was younger was because the reaction from the people who saw my art was positive. And I think that's like for anything that you do when you grow up, if you do something and the reaction is positive, you will continue to do that thing. And then you'll enjoy it because you get positive reactions. So I do it for reactions because I like to see how people react to my art.
Yeah. And
I think it's kind of weird when people say I do for me, but some people might do that. But
yeah,
I think if you think, did you like?
Well, now that I think about it, you know what? Sorry.
No. Like, go for it.
Okay, you know, like. Speaking in like, you know, like terms of like, not terms, but thinking of it from like a psychological standpoint, as a kid, you learn through, you know, punishment and reward, you know, like it's like, why don't you touch hot stoves? Well, because I burned myself when I was a kid. Why do you like candy? Well, because it tastes good. Why do you draw? Well, because I get good reactions, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like sometimes there's this bad, like, I
think people think that drawing because you want attention from people is a bad thing, and it can be a bad thing. It's like social media because you want attention.
Yeah.
And that can be a bad thing, but like in the bottom of like everyone, you want attention from people.
Yeah. We're social.
It's just a human. Yeah, social. We want
validation.
That. Yeah.
Validation.
Validation is such a strong word. I would say like getting a positive reaction when you're talking to people or you're being with someone. That's what you want, like, just generally. And then when you are encouraged as a kid to draw, you will continue to draw. Maybe you're faster to draw than other kids because you do it more and get more reactions to it.
Well,
and then you continue, and then you grow to like it, and then you understand what it is. And then
exactly. I kind of want to respond to Yellow Draws. He says, do you think that's healthy, though, doing art for the sake of other people rather than doing it for your own satisfaction? Actually, what I'm saying is, when you're a young kid, this is how people's brains develop.
Like, Shadow put it good there, that the amount makes it poisonous.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, if you do it when you're young and you have a positive reaction, your brain will learn that it actually enjoys doing that. Like for example, some people, they like if their parents make them play, I don't know, the piano when they're really young, really young, and they hate it and their parents are mean to them, they will grow up actually not liking playing the piano because in the beginning they grew up with a distaste for it. Now, on the flip side of that, if you're 4 years old and you draw a picture and your parents are like, oh my gosh, that's amazing, let's put it on our fridge, your brain will develop thinking of art as a positive thing. So even if when you're 15, 16, 17 years old, even if nobody's looking at your artwork, because it developed looking at it as a positive thing, you will now enjoy it more, is what I'm saying. So
and you will do it more, and you will enjoy it, and will do it. And then I think the when it gets poisonous is when you start, when you post things online and you only, well, I don't know, you only do it from the comments. I think that's bad. But I think for me at least, now it's grown to not just like make this cool art, get cool reactions. It's more like, okay, I'm gonna do this story and then see what people think of it. Like I don't do it, I do it for myself because it's very satisfying to finish things and post it. It's very satisfying. And getting the attention is also satisfying, but you also will get bad attention, and then that will affect you. So you have to like put like a barrier between you and the social aspect of it and say, okay, how much of this will I allow to affect me? But also you have to have enough of it allowed like affect you so that you will be interested in doing more. I don't know, like I wouldn't just do myself. I would always post it. I've always posted my stuff online. But for some people, they don't like posting it.
Well, it's also part of the community too. Like you're building, you built a community. You know, you have these awesome followers who you keep in touch with through your videos. You know, like Damien and all these people who are joining today, and it's really awesome to have them around because it makes it worth it. You know, it's like a group of friends, kind of. You know, like I was
together to draw. I
think
that's
exactly.
A positive art community. Like the negative art community is, you can see it all over. Like I've seen it before, where it's all about, oh, I love you, I love you, I love you. But for this, my community, I think my audience is older as well. Like we're looking at.
Oh no. Can you hear me, Burin?
Analytics.
I can hear you.
I thought my internet went out, but you just froze for a second.
Yeah, but it's frozen. My analytics said that my audience are usually around 18 to 25 years old.
Okay.
And so people are just more about having somebody to draw with and somebody to interact with. And I love that. So that's like a good community. You have the bad community is like, you have to draw this for me and you have to do this for me. And I'm like, oh gosh, I'm so happy.
Yeah, it's almost like a. I feel like you would be perfect for Twitch too, because that's kind of the thing, you know. Like I've noticed that a lot of Twitch streamers they're kind of just chill, like.
Oh yeah.
Like you put them on in the background, you lurk, and you have them on low audio while you're doing homework or something. It's like this kind of soothing, sort of
background
thing.
Noise.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, I don't want you to have to stream 8 hours a day, but. At the same time, it's like it'd be cool if you could get, and I don't know if you want to do this, but I feel like it would be cool if you could get to the point where it's like just daily life, like sort of stuff. I know that some streamers
so
is that what your vlogs are like?
Yes.
Okay, I thought
pretty much me just rambling and filming myself, and like all of my videos are usually around a half an hour. And sometimes it's not enough for people, so sometimes my vlogs are like an hour.
Okay. And you've also started streaming, so.
Yes, so they have that
awesome.
as well.
That's really awesome.
And they can keep watching that when I'm not live. They can still go back and watch the videos. So it's like people saying like, draw with me is pretty much background noise. And some people watch the whole thing, but most of the time it's just. Yeah. It's just there for you to have. I love that. Like I watch a lot of artists' vlogs just to see their behind the scenes of their lives and like how they do stuff, and especially if they have stories.
Can you hear me?
I like it a lot.
Okay, there it is. You cut out for another second.
Oh, okay. I don't know what we cut out for, but I was just saying I love watching vlogs and stuff. And that's why I think I changed my content from like speed paints to more chill stuff because that's what I enjoy.
Yeah, definitely. It's so interesting because I kind of went on this, got sidetracked kind of recently and started looking into like Twitch streamers and stuff. And so there's this guy Tyler One. I think he streamed. He was like this. I think he's like this short, really buff, bald streamer who's like rage quit kind of guy, and he's really funny. And he got banned from, I think it was Dota or League of Legends or something. And he had such a big following. And he actually, Tyler One, he knows who he is. So he actually started doing these stupid streams. Like he bought like all this Bob Ross stuff and put on like a wig, like a Bob Ross wig, and painted. He got like paint all over his face and over the place, and he's like knocking over his stuff. And you realize that his whole audience still loves him, even when he's not playing video games. He built this following that will follow him no matter what he does, because people are interested in him instead of the game. And it's the same. Yeah, it's the same with Shroud too. Like Shroud is like the #1 first-person shooter player besides like Ninja, and he has like millions of followers on YouTube now, and people have been making these videos where he just reacts to videos, and it's like this whole series now where he's just sitting at his computer laughing at videos, and they get like millions of views.
I know, that like I have 2 people that I follow on YouTube that pretty much have done that, and that's Simply Nailogical, which started as a nail art channel where she did nail art, but now she's just doing whatever, and I love her. She's just hilarious.
Yeah, it's so
and
interesting.
And then you have Jenna Marbles, which is like the queen of YouTube, and she can do anything. Right now she's doing dog content, like she just
so funny.
Anything, and she's like the last one she did was like an ASMR of her eating food, just showing her mouth. It's just so random, and I love it.
It's such an interesting culture, the online community, and
I think, but you have to get to that point where they love you and not. That's like the problem. A lot of people have problems with putting themselves out there because they don't want to. I don't know. They don't
it's
want.
Scary.
It's scary. I guess it's scary.
Yeah, I don't think Phil would ever do that.
No, Phil would never do that. That's the thing.
I wish he would come on. He's totally watching this right now. It's Phil.
I don't know.
I want you to say hi.
Well, we'll see if she ever did that.
Oh man, but
her dogs are like characters. So like,
would you ever be interested in doing something like that? Like, I want to hear your Would you ever make a? Yeah, would you ever make a career out of just being like an internet personality who just has a huge following and that kind of stuff?
If I think the thing is, you have to start with something specific, so you build up something, and then when you're big enough and don't you just have to do what you want to do, and at some point maybe you don't want to do art videos anymore, and then you kind of transition over to whatever you want to do. And I think the matter of fact, if you do things that you want to do, people will follow you.
Yeah.
So if you keep doing things that you don't want to do, like if I hated doing art videos and I had to keep doing it, people would lose interest.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you have to start from somewhere. So maybe I'll end up just painting my face green screen and doing stupid shit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, it's definitely.
Yeah, this video. I'm gonna do ASMR next video.
That's so funny.
Maybe one day.
But I don't think you'll ever stop drawing. But
No, I would never do that. But things might change. Like, I never really know. I'm branching out. I think Twitch is like the newest thing that I'm branching into.
Yeah.
Just because I really enjoy chatting with people.
Yeah, I do too. I love to do interviews. When we started ArtQuest, it's funny. Me and Burn were just like, we're gonna do ArtQuest. We're gonna do paintovers every week, and we're gonna tell people about the fundamentals.
Now, are you?
What's that?
You're not doing that anymore, are you?
We haven't done them for a number of weeks. We just had so many guests lined up, and one of Burns' work buddies is gonna come on next week. But what we've been realizing is that we want to branch out and bring. I don't know if we talked about this before stream or during the stream, but we want to branch out.
Oh no, that's before the stream.
Okay, so basically the kind of the vision for ArtQuest right now, we're still developing it. We want to branch out and start bringing more people on that have their own take on the entertainment and design industry. Like, for example, I'd love to bring on like this one YouTuber who does like game commentaries and really goes into depth behind like Call of Duty and Halo and these different games. He plays all different kinds of games, like Doom and all this stuff. But he's not a designer at all. But his thoughts on games are really interesting. So I'm just like, I want to ask him, what are your thoughts on good design?
It's very interesting.
Yeah, because like I'm sure you can relate even like with your dad. Is he a designer or is he a director?
He's a director.
He's a director.
He mainly does like commercials.
Yeah,
but he wants to do movies. So
Yeah.
like but he also draws. He's always been like interested in comics. It's weird. My family is weird, okay? Everyone does everything. My sister does costumes.
Wow.
My mom does like fine art. And my middle sister's doing like illustration, going to illustration school down in London. It's just the whole family.
Very artistic family. That's awesome. It's my aunt actually used to do costume design for Reba. She's a very famous country music singer, and she also made she did costume design. I think she made a big blanket thing that hung up on a wall in one of like the Star Trek episodes and stuff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, really cool. She does really cool. She does dancing nowadays, and she makes her own dresses and for her friends and stuff like that. Really cool. Artistic and cool. But
I love when people have like do stuff like that.
Yeah, it's really interesting, and it's really fun. And I think that there's a big audience out there who want to hear about people's thoughts that aren't from
just creative. I think as long as it's creative, it's very, very interesting to see how they've done certain things. People just commenting on my railings. I just thought, if you're gonna have my face up on the stream, only my face.
Yeah.
Then I need something more interesting.
What if it was just a bad picture of you the whole time? That'd be so horrible. That'd be so embarrassing. The FZD photo.
No. Is that still on the webpage?
I don't know. I don't know.
My face up on the webpage.
Don't give anybody any ideas to go look for it.
Go look for it. Find it right now. I want to see.
Oh no! Is it the FZD website or what?
Yeah, it was on the website, like alumni page.
Oh yeah. Hold on, I'll find it. Do you want me to show it on stream if I find it?
Yeah, sure.
Just got to get over the fears somehow, you know.
Yeah.
Oh no, they changed the kind of alumni page that it is.
Is it gone? Am I not on it?
I don't think so. See, they changed it to look like this. It's like this. Oh look, it's Anthem.
Oh,
here's me.
Wait, where?
This one right here.
Oh.
So that's what their alumni page looks like now. They don't have like
pictures of people.
Yeah, of people anymore. There's Mariste. She was in our class.
Oh yeah. Is my art up on the website still?
I know they have you on there. You worked for Lego or what was it? Really? I definitely seen yours on there before. Hasbro, no. Lego, no.
Lego. It must have been Lego.
I think it was related with Lego.
Yeah, I think it was.
Wait, what? I didn't know they did that.
Oh, there's Winston. He's in Japan now, you know. Anyways.
Oh yeah.
Okay. No more distractions. Let's see. What are we gonna get to?
People love this.
People do love it.
Gallery, I want to see.
So, what were we just talking about? We were talking about drawing.
Talking about family.
Family.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, family's so important, and close friends are important too.
I think what you were gonna ask me was what people that don't have those parents who are very supportive and pushing you to do what you want to do or pushing you to do art. Like, you can still do art. Like, I don't know. I'm not from... It's hard for me to know how that feels like, except that Phil kind of had that background.
Yeah.
Like, they don't really understand, like, the whole like, do art, do concept art. But
yeah.
I think you just have to be stubborn. Really, really stubborn and just do it, I think.
Yeah, I came from the background where my parents were really supportive too. My dad did a lot of painting and oil paint and sculpting and stuff like that growing up. So I was always very exposed to that. And I just don't know life without artistic family members. Mostly my dad, but my mom was also like a hairstylist, and she's very...
Yeah, still artist.
Creative,
yeah.
so...
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's, yeah, I don't really know that side, which I guess I should be fortunate about. I saw that bird dinosaur from 2015. What? Oh, wait, what?
Yeah, I wasn't looking in the gallery, I was looking at alumni. But yeah, I've seen your art in there before. A lot of our classes' art is in there.
But we were one of the favorite classes, you know?
Not necessarily. Feng has his favorites, you know.
Oh yeah, that one. Okay.
Is that the one with the like the hawk with the
one that the first time I did a all-nighter, I did that. Remember, I did that with this. It was called the creature feature.
Ooh.
Wait, I can copy the art. The creature feature. Oh, does that not work? Can I not post?
I think you can post links. I don't know enough about Twitch to know. Just copy that and paste it if you.
Yeah, I tried pasting it, but we'll see. But that was the first time I ever stayed up all night for FCD work because I wanted to do a good job, and that was the creature feature. Are you surprised that was the one I stayed up all night for? Not really.
Well, it paid off.
Yeah, I love that one.
Yeah.
I got an A on that one.
Really?
Not that grades really matter, but that was Zue.
Oh, Zue.
That was an A, yeah.
Man, Zue. You know how Zue always roasted me?
He didn't like you or Phil. He liked me.
You know what the funniest thing? Zue's the one who recommended me to Volta.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was talking to Steven at Volta, and I'm just like...
Maybe he didn't roast you. Maybe he just tried to help you.
Maybe he was trying to help me in his own way. I really liked Zue. He's a funny guy, but... is anyone else drawing while watching? Oh yeah.
A lot of people lurking.
Yeah, I'm sure. If there's anything, I'm sure a lot of Dina's following are always drawing while they watch stuff. I know I was. So, let's go on to... What's that?
No, nothing. I'm just joking.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear what you said.
Mumbled. Usually the teachers that don't like you are the teachers that want to push you the most. Yeah, maybe.
A lot of the time. Unless they're just mean. Zoe wasn't mean, though. He wanted to...
He didn't... Well, I think he tried to push Phil, but Phil didn't react to it, so it just didn't end up as a good relationship.
Yeah. No, I totally understand that.
It did push me, and I did react to it, and he just kept pushing, and that was good. So I guess, yeah.
I think teachers have a really difficult job because they can only really use the way that they know to push students, and not every student's the same. They'll react different. I need to take a drink too.
Yeah.
Check this out.
Arizona.
I bought this for Art Center.
Just to go around and say this is you.
Yeah.
How long's the stream? I don't know.
We don't know. We'll see how when we get through stuff. It's going pretty well so far, I think. Let's talk about the future. Wait, no. Let's talk about what the way of the future. No.
The way of the future.
I don't know. I don't know where I heard that. It sounds kind of funny though. Your Patreon. How about that?
Ooh, yes.
When did you start? When did you start it? Why did you start it? What finally tipped you over the edge to starting it? And what have you learned from the beginning till now that you think would be important for people to hear?
So I think I tried starting a Patreon just when I got out of FCD. Mm-hmm. I was just like, this might be a way to get money, live off. And I started doing that, but I had no following at that point. I had not posted on DeviantArt for like 2 years, and I did not have anything on Instagram or YouTube. So it was just like nobody would pledge because I didn't have a social media following. Yeah. And that's like the biggest thing about Patreon. You need to have something else that pushes and promotes your Patreon for you to be able to live of it. And then I think when I went freelance last year, I thought, well, now at least I have the time. Because I've tried before to do it while I had like full-time job. Mm-hmm. It's impossible because Patreon demands a lot of you. And if you're doing Patreon and YouTube, it's a lot.
Yeah.
A full-time job. So I started it when I went freelance last year. Like June is my Patreon anniversary is this month. So it's very
wow.
And it wasn't very big at first. I think I was offering postcards like I still am, and over the year it's kind of evolved from like me figuring out what I actually can offer, added on some things, taken away some stuff, and you kind of just have to start and figure out what you're able to give people and what it's worth the money, and not overwork yourself. Like figure out a way that kind of lets you have the freedom, but at the same time make people feel like they're getting enough from what they're paying. And I think it was going like around $400-$500 up until December, and then I think January I started doing creature cards, which just tipped over the scale. It was crazy, because if you make trading cards that look like Pokemons with your designs on them, people go crazy. So I updated really cool. That tier, like even like before it was just a postcard, like maybe some stickers, but then I put on that creature card. It was still $15, and now I have 150 people on that tier.
Wow.
And I ship out 150 envelopes every month.
Wow. That's really interesting. It's almost like you're it's almost like oh yeah, I'd love to see that. It's almost like trial and error, you know, like does this work?
I found this thing that people just wanted to have.
Wow, those are so cute. I would
This was the last one. So they look like that.
That's so cute. Where do you get those printed at? How does that all work?
So there's this, you know, where you print like your business cards, like a 24-hour service. It's the same thing, but you can do custom orders. This one's custom made to be the same size as a Pokemon card.
That's so cool.
So I have 4 now, I think, and I'm still experimenting with like the finish and stuff, and people just enjoy getting them.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah, and I think the fact that they're collectible really makes people go crazy, and I think that's the whole reason why Patreon is now my full-time job. I found something that people wanted. Wow,
that's so cool. It's almost like, and I might go off into a little bit of a tangent here, but there's actually 2 things I want to talk about. I just got an email. I just got an email that reminded me of it. Okay, so number 1, I want to talk about, and I bet a bunch of people have heard of him, Mr. Beast on YouTube. 20 million subscribers now.
Yeah.
He does the giving random people a bunch of money, yada yada. I watched an interview with him recently. He was doing YouTube with almost no followers for like 8 years straight. All the time. No followers, no responses, no reactions. He was determined to make it as a YouTuber. All of a sudden, within like the course of like 2 years, he did his first like viral video was him counting to like 100,000 in one sitting. And it went viral, and all of a sudden he started building up momentum, and he exploded on the internet.
Yep.
And he was talking about in that interview, he said, if you're not willing to try and fail for years, then you're not going to make it. Yep. Like, because that's generally what it takes in order to make it. Like your channel, for example, you know, you had your YouTube channel since 2015, and it started off slow, and the bigger it gets, the faster it grows. But you know, like, because me and Burin were discussing this, we were just like, man, with ArtQuest, you know, we had like 50 subscribers, and we were going live in front of 2 people for hours every week, and it's just like, well, as long as one of those people learned something, like,
yeah,
you know,
it's true.
And one of my childhood friends was my very first subscriber, so it was really nice.
Yeah, no, that's how it starts. That's how YouTube for me also was like, okay, I'm just gonna post this video, and maybe 30 people watched it in the end, and it was just like, okay, cool, let's do it again. Like, you just have to do it and just continue to do it and try different things and see what sticks.
Yeah, and most of those 30 people are going to be your family members and your close friends.
Like, pretty much.
In the beginning.
Like, oh, you make a video? Oh, I want to check it out. And then, your whole family checks it out. Yeah, exactly.
One like, your mom.
Yeah,
but much, you gotta, or your dad, it's like, you gotta... 2 likes, mom and dad.
Yeah.
My brother doesn't even like my videos, I don't think.
Oh no. I think there's so many, well, I don't want to say kids, but like a lot of artists especially on Instagram and on YouTube, who comes to me and say like it's so hard to grow online nowadays. I'm like, it's always been hard to grow online.
It's very difficult to grow online. You have to put in a lot of hours for a long time, and even then, you usually have to put in hours long enough until you get lucky. Like, you know,
get lucky, and then you get that one piece that is really popular, and then people find you.
Yep.
And that's pretty much how it goes. Like, you get one good video. It's not viral because it doesn't get a million of views, but it gets more than you usually do. Yeah. And then that makes you get more subscribers.
Well, one of our past guests, everybody probably knows him, Tyler Edlin. He talked about this image that he made for his friend's wedding, and it was like Chewbacca riding a squirrel, like shooting a, what are those laser crossbow
Nazis.
things? Yeah, fighting Nazis. And he said for some reason that image went so incredibly famous and viral, and he said he still gets people requesting prints for it and stuff years and years later.
Yeah.
And
it just takes a while to get to that point. And if you really want to speed up the process, you do fan art. Yeah. But I wouldn't recommend it, because then they will always just expect fan art, and you can never do your own thing. So that's not on my recommended list.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to speed up the process the right way, put in more hours. That's the only way. Yeah, it's like, you want to get better at drawing, how do you do it? Put in more hours.
But if you want to do fan art for a living, then yes, I guess so. But like, I wouldn't. That's why I'd never do fan art, because I don't want for people to come and say, "Hey, can you do fan art of this and this?" I'm like, no, I do my own stuff. So.
Yeah, I want people to do fan art of your work. It's like, I want people to do fan art.
Oh, they do. It's really fun.
That's so sweet. Yeah,
there's lots of stuff on Instagram. People drawing my stuff and tagging me.
That's so cool.
More time. Yep.
Spend more time. This person went to FZD.
Yeah, I know.
Uber's that's been in my streams a lot. I recognize this profile picture.
Yeah, I think
that's Pay.
Yeah, he had to explain who he was at my stream, because he's been in my streams for a while, and I didn't know. And he was like, "Oh, I met you once." I'm like, "What?"
Oh yeah, I remember talking to him. Yeah, it's Pay. I talked to him at the bus stop one time. He's a cool dude.
I think I must have been drunk whenever I met people.
That's funny.
That's my reasoning. Yeah. Well, we met on the bridge. That's the thing. Like, if they went to FCD and then with different term, the only time I actually met them was when we were at the bridge drinking between the terms. Yeah. I don't remember anyone. I was drunk.
That's funny. So we talked about your Patreon and the trial and error. That's a very important thing. You know, if you don't succeed, you have to try again, because the odds are, like, let's say you have 1 in 1,000 chance of succeeding, which I would say is pretty generous. And that basically means the odds are you have to try 1,000 times before it really hits off. You may have to try 2,000 times, but there are odds. You just have to do it enough that the odds are in your favor, and then you have
to do what you like. If you don't like what you're doing, it's going to show, and then nobody's going to like it.
Yeah.
The fan art trap. Very much the fan art trap.
What does a check mark by someone's name mean? Verified?
I think they're verified.
Does that mean they're a famous Twitch person or something? Or
maybe. Are you a famous Twitch person, Yama? We need to know.
Yeah, we need to know.
Is that your real name, Yama? Or is it Jama? Oh.
Jama. Oh, really?
Partnered.
I want to get that too. That's when you get like money from AdSense and stuff.
Yeah.
I just applied for that, and I'm waiting for a response.
Oh, that's really cool. How many concurrent viewers do you usually have?
Oh, you have to have a 75 average, and I'm currently at 80.
Oh, nice.
Or I think it says 100, but I don't believe that. So
well, we have 3 times as many viewers as usual right now. So.
Hey!
Yay!
But now at least people will know who you are, and then they'll come back.
That's really awesome, and the response.
Unless it's just because they're watching at my face.
Yeah.
Because my face is the only
that's
thing
part
on the
of
screen.
it. That's definitely the majority of it. You know, I planned it to be that way.
I was at 130 last time. Yeah. No, that was not on Friday. That was because then I was doing something else. But yeah. May the odds be ever in your favor. Whistle sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, social media is a wild west. But I think something that people also have to realize, there was something that happens on Instagram a lot. I don't know if you guys post on Instagram.
I used to.
You used to. Well, there's this thing where a lot of kids come and say, follow for follow.
Oh.
And they will comment on your post and just say follow for follow, and they will pretty much ask you to come and follow them if they follow you. And I'm like, are you serious? And then you have all these kids who's just trying to get noticed, I guess, that they think that that's the way to grow their audience.
It's not.
But like, it's not. Like, you have to be actually actively in the community, being like supportive and helping out, and then slowly people will find you. Like, you can't just say, I do art, come and watch me. Like,
yeah, exactly.
It's so silly.
We
I
have
just
to have
have
a
too
reputation.
many of those kids messaging me usually nowadays, and it's just, oh.
Yeah, back when I was studying marketing and advertising, just on my own time, I didn't take any like college classes on it. But you know, there's statistically, you know, there's like the 25 cognitive biases, and there's a whole lot of there's all those. There's like the Kantian bias, which is like
you glitched out. Sorry, what did you say?
Oh, I said the like the 25 cognitive biases. If I look them up, I could do that really quick. 25.
Hey, you're back, Damien.
Biases. I would definitely recommend studying these 25 cognitive biases and just understanding these. It's really helpful for life.
What is it exactly?
They're different biases that people have. Like, number one is the reward and punishment super response tendency. Like, basically, and you can look up like exact definitions for these, but it has to do with being rewarded and being punished. A lot of them are kind of obvious, like you learn them over time. There's ones that are like people are biased towards fairness, like they feel an injustice has been done if something's not if something's not fair. Envy, jealousy, tendency. There's 25 of them. They're really interesting, but they're incredibly important if you want to do like marketing.
Especially, that sounds like internet stuff.
Oh no, these are like psychological.
Yeah,
terms.
no, but like it makes sense in the internet, especially because you don't have a face to like to react to.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it sounds very familiar. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh, definitely, and that's why businesses. That's why people can relate so easily to a spokesperson. Like Steve Jobs and Apple, or Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook. Even though everybody hates Mark Zuckerberg, and and the ratings for Facebook are going way down. Number one, because they keep shooting themselves in the foot, but number two, everybody hates Mark Zuckerberg. He's like an alien. Sorry, I've heard that a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, did you see him drinking his water? Like,
yeah, I think I saw the whole thing. That is really weird. I think Facebook is like even posting art on Facebook. I saw some of my YouTube art friends actually. They were talking about how they were trying to branch out and post their videos on on Facebook as well. And how the comments and responses on Facebook are generally so rude.
Yeah.
It's so weird because I don't know what it is. It's just a different audience. They expect to like be pleased by your video. But on YouTube, it's like people are just used to watching a lot of videos. They know that they won't be like getting everything that they want in every video.
Yeah.
But like it was very interesting seeing their comments and responses to the videos they posted on Facebook, and I'm like, oh, I'm never going on there.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it's really interesting because another thing that a course that I took online, he talked about how each social media has
a different vibe, like a different personality.
Really different vibe. This guy talked about Snapchat. He talked about Facebook. He talked about YouTube. He talked about Instagram. He talked about Twitter, and every single one of them has a different feel. He's like he's like these ones are absolutely ruthless. These ones people will only watch for a minute. These ones people will only watch for 10 seconds. These one he's like talking about how YouTube you can put up as long as stuff as you want.
It's weird, like it's the same thing when you go into different social circles. You have to learn how to engage with that social circle. Yep. It's really weird. Like YouTube, I feel like you have to be very personal and entertained, and like it's a different thing. And on Instagram, it's a different thing again.
Yeah.
And then you have Facebook, which is just like people bashing people.
A lot of the time, yeah.
I don't like Facebook. And then Twitter is very, I don't know. Twitter is drama for me a lot of the time. Text and drama. And then you have like the younger audience on what's it called? It's not
Tumblr.
Vine. It's not
DeviantArt?
No.
No.
Nobody uses DeviantArt anymore. No, but I tried to start using DeviantArt again, but I'm just really bad at starting a new social media platform. Oh, what is it called? You know that thing? Musically. That we go.
Oh. I don't know.
Very young audience.
TikTok.
It's very silly. Don't like it. I keep off it.
Okay. Yeah.
TikTok, that's it.
Oh,
TikTok.
okay. I think your two biggest are Instagram and YouTube, right? By
For
far.
me, yes.
Those
Yes,
are like
by far.
what else do you have? Like do you keep other stuff updated regularly?
Oof. Actually, it's only the last month that I've started posting regularly on Instagram again.
Okay.
It took me like, cause I was just like not posting.
Yeah.
And I forgot about it because I was just posting on YouTube, and I should really post on Twitter as well, but I just forget.
Mm-hmm.
And just keeping like, now I have Patreon and YouTube, probably my main two, and then Instagram. I'm trying to keep going, especially now that I'm doing like more monthly challenges and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, just social media it's interesting.
It's hard.
There's so many different. Yeah, well, my girlfriend actually runs the ArtQuest Instagram. So if you know me, by the way, and you comment on Instagram posts from ArtQuest and you get a response that doesn't sound like me or is very
That's not you.
It's not me. You know, there was this one person who was like, "Hey, Colton, like, thanks for this content, blah blah blah," and my girlfriend's like, "I don't know what to respond to this," and I'm like, "I'll do it. Don't worry."
Yeah.
Or people I meet at like Brainstorm or something will be like, "Oh, hey, Colton, good seeing you," blah blah blah, and she's just like, and I'm like,
oh,
no
that's
worries.
her. That was funny.
Yeah. So, man, this is a really interesting conversation. How is Patreon? Patreon very positive, right? Because they're generally people who like you already.
The thing with Patreon is that Patreon itself is not a community. I feel like it's really hard, but you can make a Discord server and connect it to Patreon so that only Patreons can get into the Discord server.
Okay, that makes sense.
That community is the best on the planet. I love those people so much, and I think a lot of people that's watching are Patreons. And we just have this Discord group, and there's lots of different channels, and people are posting art, and they're being like, we have chat where people are just ranting about shit. It's just great, and that's probably one of my favorite places to be, because I can pretty much talk to them about everything, and they get like kind of like the behind the scene of my brain and my process. Like, guys, is this a good thumbnail? They were like, yeah or no, and it's just our little.
That's really cool.
It's amazing.
Yeah, that's really cool. I definitely have noticed that the ArtQuest Discord is a really nice place.
Discord's probably the best if you want to like be in a community and not just watch people or like follow people. Discord, if you can get into a good Discord group, you can really be inspired by people just being there and chatting and supporting each other.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, people are following people because they are like each other.
Yeah,
it's great.
I'm gonna turn my AC on really quick.
Yeah, it's good.
I don't know if people on stream can hear this. Maybe they can, maybe they can't. It's like 1,000 degrees in my room right now.
I could hear it for a second, but I can't hear it when I'm talking.
Okay, great. Let's see. Quid.
Can I just run to the toilet?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I just been chugging down the water and coffee. So.
Coffee.
So switch to your face for a little bit.
Yeah,
and
sure.
I'll be back in just a second.
Oh man. Okay, let's see some. The Discord is one of my favorite parts of being Dina's Patreon. Oh, absolutely. Discord communities are so nice. Freezing in Norway summer. Oh yeah, Espen Alexander. Yep. Was not aware FZD was in Singapore. That's a little problem. Singapore's pretty awesome, to be honest. Like, different people have different reactions. Charles from FZD hated it. He hated every second of it, even though he worked there for a couple of years. What is the ArtQuest Instagram called? I don't know. ArtQuest Live, I assume. Let me go check.
Go
really
to our
quick.
Facebook. And then the Discord channel is right in the...
Yeah, ArtQuest Live. This is our... As this shows up.
And tell your friends, so you can have your own people to hang out with there. So.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back.
Oh, hey.
Hey. Yeah. See, Ella saying one of the fake parts about being a patron is my Discord. And I think if my patrons are not connected to the Discord, they're missing out on the biggest like part of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, post like your portfolios, people.
Oh yeah, sure.
I do go to the toilet very fast. Okay, I don't want to leave you.
Nah, me and Bruin can hold down the fort when the guest is not around. We found that out early on in ArtQuest.
You just have to do it.
Birth by fire. I have a.
Don't you have? Oh, you should have it in the your like information part of your Twitch. So
okay.
Just click on that.
So that is my art station.
Colton
this is
crazy.
Burin's art station.
Yay.
I'm not an illustrator, I'm a concept artist. However, a lot of the work on my art station is kind of...
Please click likes!
like, subscribe, and share for more content. What else? I guess Instagram. How do I get it? How do I even get to my Instagram?
Oh, you can go to Instagram / your username. Then that should give a link.
How about that? The more you know.
I had to learn that early in my life.
You can see how... this is my Instagram. Burin, what is your Instagram anyways?
I don't have one, sorry.
He doesn't have one. Ooh, okay.
I used to have one, but I ended up following too many people. And,
yeah, I know. I keep myself from following many people. I get so addicted. I'll find myself just scrolling for hours on Instagram. It's a problem.
Instagram is so cool, and I don't know. Instagram feels intimate.
Yeah.
You know?
My girlfriend loves Instagram. She does a really good job managing the page, and she'll be happy when she hears this. She's in China right now. Oh yeah, this is what I wanted to say. So earlier, when I was talking about Mr. Beast and how he all of a sudden had this rise to fame after years and years of posting. So there's this other guy recently. I don't know if anybody's heard of them. His YouTube name is Filza, and he is the guy who had the world record for the longest time survived in the Minecraft hardcore world. And he played that for 5 years, no followers. He went on Twitch all the time. All of a sudden, he died in that world. It went super, super viral. He went from
died?
Yeah, he died in his world in Minecraft and lost the world record. And he got so famous from that, his YouTube went to like over 200,000 subscribers, and he can almost quit his job to become a full-time streamer now. Because of that virality.
That one thing. Yeah, you need that one thing that kind of puts you up there.
Yep.
Like you can get that either from collaborating with other people that kind of bump you up a bit, but the best way is when the algorithm or whatever platform you're on picks you up and like recommends you.
Yeah, absolutely.
But getting that is just like that's hard, but it might happen, so you just have to continue to do what you like to do, and hopefully people will come along.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like, you know, it's the hours that you put in, and eventually you get lucky, and eventually you get better, and eventually all this sort of stuff starts to converge. Like, Filza, for example, jumped on that opportunity. He made a beautiful compilation of all the amazing things that he built in that hardcore world and uploaded it to YouTube on his channel. So now everybody who hears about his death goes straight to his YouTube channel and watches this unbelievable video where he built these like different sky castles and all this amazing stuff in a hardcore world in Minecraft. And if he didn't do that, I can guarantee you he would not have nearly as many subscribers, because the level of content that he's publishing is good enough that when people land on his page, he's able to retain them. Kind of like how Damien said, like, oh, I'm going to tune in every week now because he likes our content. If he didn't like our content, even if, you know, he came and watched our stuff, he'd be like, like, whatever. So that stuff has to converge.
Yeah. It does, and it just, comes together at some point.
Yep. And I think that Dina is a perfect example of
that happening. I think what come together for my stuff was just figuring out that people just love creature designs, and for some reason that's something that I should do a lot.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. And I'm sure it took trial and error, you know. I mean, like you said, when your YouTube channel started, it was like... Oh
gosh, do you want to go through my YouTube, like just look at my videos or something?
Sure.
I just don't want my face on the camera anymore. It's like, I'm trying to make you put something on.
Okay.
Maybe some people that's watching it don't know who I am.
Well, how about this?
It's very possible.
What do you think?
Right on her face. She said she doesn't know.
Okay, fine.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
There.
Yeah, that's good.
So what I did last time was
I'll move this way. No, this.
I did this last time. Actually, I think I can do this. There.
Better.
There. Can you turn your camera a little bit so you're centered?
Oh, centered? I can do centered.
There. Great. I got a comment on that from my buddy Ben last time. He's like, Ate's head was kind of half out of the camera part of the time. And I was like, oh, oops.
Yeah, I have to move around. No, I'll move.
Okay, so we are currently on your YouTube channel, and I'll go to videos. Wow, lot of content. So I actually kind of want to comment on a couple of these, because like YouTube views fluctuate so much, you know?
Yeah.
Like... Your most... Actually, I'll go back to here. I'll say popular uploads. So this one right here, 181,000 views. Oops.
Yeah, that was a collaboration with another YouTube artist who has 1 million followers or subscribers. So that one's not surprising. That is very high up.
Yeah, and like we're collaborating with you right now, so we have a ton of viewers.
Yeah, exactly. Like when you collaborate, you'll get more. But like that's just a way for them to kind of find you. Are you actually listening to the sound of this?
No, it's muted. How about this one right here?
Yeah, that one got picked up by the algorithm. And the Eva as well, like both of those, the other ones got picked up by the algorithm, and yeah, they just got very, very popular.
Really cool.
And I think that's just, even though the videos might be a little like the funny thing is that video with Eva, it was actually like, you know, when you just don't have anything to post and you just look through everything that you have and I have some footage of this when I drew this thing and I haven't really posted it, so I'll just make a video, and got popular. It's really weird. Like a lot of my more watched videos are the ones that I had to just do because I didn't have anything else to post. It's very weird. Like I can never plan on what's actually popular or not. Or get picked up by the algorithm. But I have figured out that I should not do vlogs on my channel, and that's why I moved it to a different channel. So
so you have a new channel for that?
Yes,
that's cool.
If you scroll up, like if you see in the beginning, like the newest ones, you can see like my vlogs have down to 4K, but everything else is up to 20K.
Okay.
So like.
Well, this vlog got 13K.
Yeah, that was one of the more. That's because it was stickers in the picture. And it's things of a sticker.
I did want to I did want to ask you. I noticed that the care that you put into your thumbnails, which are incredibly important, is really well done.
Thank you. I think most of them are.
I noticed. I recognize that picture.
Oh yes, I went through all my FCD work. That's pretty
awesome.
Popular too. Yeah. After I did that, I got so many emails of people saying, "Hey, can you give me all the coursework for FCD? I'll pay you." No. I'm not even kidding. I got so many emails.
Throw out a number.
I hate them. Sorry.
How many would you say?
Scott Robertson.
Scott Robertson.
Like I'll
go reply Scott Robertson.
20.
Wow.
Yeah, I like that's what I would say as well. Like, but I say that in the video. I say if you want to get the same education as FCD, go look at this book.
Yeah.
And people just don't watch the video, I guess.
Yeah, I'm kind of trying to look at the kind of evolution of your thumbnails, and it's definitely changed over time. Like, it's like getting a lot more refined, like this kind of stuff. I really like some of these. Like, I think these ones are really nice because it shows it shows what the video is named, and then it kind of shows a preview of what's in the video. That one's really cool. And I noticed
I don't really show my face anymore in the newer videos, so I don't really do that anymore. But something actually my patrons helped me out with was making the newer thumbnails are actually done the way they are, like not showing the whole art, because I was always showing like almost a full picture of the art that I was doing in the video.
Yeah.
And people kept saying like, oh, I don't even want to watch it because like it's already spoiled, like I don't get surprised. And I was like, but that's not really why you could, like I'm more of the I want to see what I'm going into. I want to see how the process is. But people are just different. So what I ended up doing is that I have part of like a more kind of interesting part of the picture, but not the whole thing. So you kind of get like interested, but you don't get spoiled. So it was actually my patrons who were helping me out with those, which is interesting. But they still have the same vibe. I feel like all my thumbnails kind of look similar.
Yeah, definitely. And I think a lot of people have come to be very comfortable with them. You know, it's like, oh, whenever I see a picture that looks like this, I know Dina put up a new video. Yay. Yeah, you know, I bet Damien feels like that. It's like, yay, new video. And this is what it is.
Everything I do.
Yeah, that's really...
so you can see like the new one's kind of more hidden, what I've done in the picture. Not completely hidden. Like after... I think the creature design number 13
that
is... Yeah, the one with the weird dragon thing. That's the one that I actually had a thumbnail for, and then people were commenting that they didn't like the thumbnail, so I was like trying to fix it, and that's when my patrons were like, oh, do this, and I was like, okay, I'll try it, and then I did it, and then it got more popular. Like it got picked by the algorithm after that. It was really weird.
It kind of feels like a back and forth thing. Like you never really know, like how are people feeling that day? You know, like a lot of the
what is interesting is
a lot of the thing to keep up, like. You know, just because I remember on the podcast with Mr. Beast, the guy was talking about how his thumbnails are so good. Like, his thumbnails are so clickbaity. But they're also satisfying in the fact that they actually happen in the video. Like, people feel betrayed if they see something that's not reflected in the video, you know? It's like...
Sometimes I've clicked on Mr. Beast's, like thumbnails, and they've not been in the video, so I've been disappointed. So.
Oh, well, every once in a while he'll say doing this, and it'll literally be something completely different, and those are kind of funny. But they're not too often.
Well, I do fall for the clickbait, and I do click on his videos, even though I don't like him. I'm sorry. Like, I don't like him, but he's very
good.
Like, I was spending a lot of money, and I find it very funny. So it's just like I do fall for that, and that's part of the charm of his channel. That's why he's so popular, is because that people want to see it. So yeah, definitely. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, I guess just learning. Like, I want to kind of learn from him if he's doing it like something. Like, I think podcasts are what I'm most interested in. I listened to a podcast with Ninja, and he talked a lot about the gaming industry and how it's so incredibly huge right now that they get more views than like anything but like the Super Bowl and like the World Series or whatever, which just blew my mind. You know, like millions and millions and millions of people tuning in to watch League of Legends championships. I'm just like, that's crazy, because you don't really hear about it on the news or anything because they haven't adapted to it yet.
I'm pretty sure Damon is a big League fan, if I remember correctly, so he'll be happy to hear this.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If you so H3 did a podcast with Ninja. If you want to find that video, it's really good. I know that I know that Mr. Beast has done a couple different interviews. He did one with H3H3, and he did one with something else. They tend to talk more business than like kind of about the craft of what they do. So it's pretty fun. So if anybody is interested in those, you know.
I wish I was more of a gamer. I'm not a gamer at all. Like the only thing I play is like Pokemon or Animal Crossing. But
Yeah.
like I'd rather spend my time drawing or doing something creative than like playing games. And,
Yeah,
like, sometimes
it's the same
I'll have
with me.
bursts of like, I need to play games, and then I only play games, don't want to do any art, and then I just get bored.
Yeah, exactly. I would say every couple of years, a new game title will come out that I will play non-stop for a week or two and do that 16 hours a day, and then I'll get bored with it and go back to whatever I was doing and never pick it up again. Like what?
Like last night when you were playing VR.
Oh yeah. So I got the new Rift S, and I was playing a first-person shooter called Pavlov, and we were just memeing. We were running around with like double shotguns and stuff. It was so funny. And because you can hear other people's voice chat, so if you like run up and all of a sudden someone comes in holding like 2 miniguns and just like you like mow each other down and you both hear each other laughing, it's the funniest thing in the world. Yeah, I love that game. I can't stop playing it.
You only took a break to do this.
Yeah. I went to bed at 5 a.m. this morning and I woke up at 10 to start this.
How can you do that? Like, you're one of the people that I know, like, even the FCD, you were like all over the place doing different.
Well, the secret is that I don't have a schedule, and that's my biggest downfall too. I need one too.
If I don't have a schedule, I feel so unhappy, and I can't do stuff, and I can't, like, I never get things done. So I need one.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I really need a schedule too. I need to get my life in order. Well, it's not that I don't have it together. It's just that it's chaos. Like my together is chaos. So
yeah,
it's just ridiculous.
That was it's only the last month that I've actually had a schedule for anything, and it's so much better. But now it feels like a job again, which is really weird.
Yeah.
Because I have, but I still do.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, what does that feel like? Like you kind of quit your job to do this, and now does it start feeling like a job? Do you still enjoy it? Are there days that you just really don't want to do it, and you think that's normal, or what about that?
Oh yeah, I think that's normal, but it's never like I don't want to do it. Like I never want to quit it, but some days. But that's sort of thing with art. If you want to live of doing art or doing anything, you kind of have to acknowledge that it's not going to be fun all the time.
Yeah.
And that's just my mindset. Like, it's not going to be fun all the time, but sometimes it will be really fun. And I think the fact that it's just so rewarding to do YouTube and what I'm doing. So if you think about it, like I was working at Animalk for 2 years, and I have nothing to show for those 2 years. Nothing.
Yeah.
That's not rewarding at all. But when I'm doing YouTube, every week I do something new and I post it, and I get rewarded by people commenting and being interactive and supportive. And it's just, I can post stuff every week and I can do something different every week, and it's just so much better. So much better, even though it's so much harder and so much more is dependent on me.
Yeah.
Like, everything's dependent on me. Like, I need to get everything in order and being on schedule so that I have the video ready, and now I'm doing books at the same time, so it's just, but it's rewarding. That's the whole point. And like, if I want to, like me and Phil was joking about, because he had his last day at Adamhawk on Friday, so he's pretty much freelance now, which is really fun. So we were joking about tomorrow we can just fly to Spain and have like 3 days on the beach.
Yeah. Or you can fly over here and meet up, and we could have some.
Yeah, like just pay £500 to get. Yeah, no, it's just it's because of non-disclosures, pretty much, NDAs, but also because Adamhawk doesn't want to show most of their stuff. So
yeah,
there's some stuff I can show, and some stuff I've snuck into my portfolio because they're on like the Lego cover art for the boxes. I did some for elves. Mm-hmm. I put that in my portfolio because it's it's out there. Adamo just can't show it because they signed the contract. But since I'm just a different person, I put it in my portfolio. Nobody's ever gonna see it except people who's gonna hire me. So yes, it's because of NDS though. There's a lot
so
of
you
stuff
literally
I
just took a picture of the box and put it on your portfolio or
Yeah,
something?
it's on
That's
Google.
awesome. That's awesome.
It's on my website. You can find it if you want.
Oh yeah, I actually saw it. Let me.
But yeah, no, NDAs are very annoying. But the thing is, when it comes to outsourcing companies, I feel like they're less inclined to try and ask the people they work with to show the stuff unless there's like a really big game or movie or whatever. But I just worked on like smaller stuff. It's yeah. I just worked on smaller stuff, and most of the stuff that I did will never get shown, so they can't even ask about it. You have to go to. Yes.
Is it?
Nice. Here you go. There's the ones. So
that's awesome.
You should be able to click it. So I did the comic strip on the bottom there.
Oh, these? Oh yeah, awesome. Lego.
That was really fun.
It must have been cool to work on Lego.
Yeah. That was but I did work with Lego before, but this is more like cover art. Like this was art, I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I remember the first time I was able to work on a project that was really inspiring to me. I worked on Call of Duty Black Ops 4 a little bit last year, and it was like, wow, one of my favorite childhood franchises. Like, I actually got to work on it. And
yeah, exactly. When you that's like the fun part of doing what you're doing, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But
at the same time, you can never show it, so rip.
Yeah, exactly. You just have to be happy in your heart that you did it.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I don't think that it ever really bothered me that much to not show stuff. Like, I don't know. Maybe it was kind of how I was raised or whatever, or maybe I just never got into it, but I don't know. ArtQuest is kind of a leap into doing something more social that I've never had much of an interest in doing before, and I have to say I'm really enjoying it so far.
Yeah, no, that's what.
We're picking up new skills.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think for me, I've always put my stuff online. I think it started with DeviantArt when I was 13, and I started posting, and I always posted. I posted and posted. Like, I've always posted online. So when I meet Phil, who never posts online, it's just weird to me because it's just natural to be posting, even though I don't like the art or I don't get like a lot of attention. I just posted it. Like, you can still find my really old DeviantArt names and like pages. I still have them up. Yeah. Like, everyone can go.
Me
and find
too.
them.
I have
like,
mine.
It's just so fun, like going back and looking at your old art.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Oh no. You want to look at our DeviantArts really quick?
Sure. Which one? Like a really old one?
Yeah. So I'll look up mine and I'll bring yours up too, and we'll just roast ourselves.
I remember you did this with David.
Yeah. Oh no. Except he had like really weird anime kinky stuff.
I know. But he's always been a really weird guy when it comes to that stuff.
Well, did you see the picture that I photoshopped of him?
Yeah.
This was him at his wedding the other day. I photoshopped this of him.
He's just a character. I tried to make him find it when he was showing like old FCD art, and he did this one Spider Woman with like 1,000 boobs and kids like suckling from every single one. It was just like, I just remember him doing that, and he couldn't find it on stream, and I was sitting there waiting for him to find it, and he didn't. It was just.
So is your DeviantArt Dina Norlund?
Yeah, right now it is. But that's like.
That's your new one.
Yeah, that's like the one I'm using. But if you go, wait, let me find it.
There's a bunch of really old wolf stuff.
Yeah, but if you want like my first DeviantArt name. Should I? Do you know how? You don't have Skype up, do you?
I have Skype up right now. Yeah.
Okay, I'll just put it in there. That's like my.
Great. Do you care if people see the link? Because.
Oh no, not at all.
Okay, great. So I will. I can start off with yours. I'm sure a lot of people who are coming from your are interested. I'll go all the way to the bottom.
Oh gosh.
Okay. That's not that bad.
It's not that bad, but like a lot of I remember like one of the few things that I did in the beginning was I had
Like this.
Well, I can't see anything. Wait, there we go. Yes, so I remember that tiger there. I'm pretty sure that's traced from a picture.
Okay.
But I added a butterfly, and that's also one of the first things I did in Photoshop.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
Oh, Photoshop.
So you can't really look at that for my dad had Photoshop, so I got to use it from when I was 13.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But now I'm not using Photoshop anymore because they jumped up their prices, and it's very annoying.
Very old work.
The Catalyst one is pretty much that's my drawing.
Hey.
That's the first actual drawing in Photoshop.
2008.
Yeah.
Wow. It's over 10 years.
Yeah.
You were 12 or 13?
12. 13, 12?
November 5th, 2008.
I was 13.
Wow. That's a long ways. Doggo wolfos.
A lot of wolves. I think most of it's wolves.
Yeah, I remember. I think you showed me this in FZD. We were looking at our old work.
We're looking at all the old stuff.
Yep. Maybe I won't go through every single one.
Like, you know when you were a new kid and you trace stuff, there's lots of that still there that I haven't really removed. I don't really want to remove it. I want to have it as a piece of history. Like the Kiwi one separate from a picture, and the Evo chibi thing is definitely from a picture. But the wolves are not, because I really love drawing wolves.
Okay. Hey, a friend. Oops.
What?
2008.
Oh.
Gumroad.
Oh, yeah. I remember.
Yeah, so anyways,
I drew that when we were, like, before gym class. And we were sitting in, like, the changing room, and I drew her.
Yeah.
I would still remember that. It's really weird. I did comics of, like, My Little Pony stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Woohoo.
Noise. Perspective.
So we're definitely going on a tangent here, talking about old art.
Oh, I know. Cookie.
I know. Was there anything else you wanted to ask me? Don't look at the spell or the grammar of a 13-year-old Norwegian girl. Oh my gosh.
Wait, what?
Just my English at that point. Which is
okay.
the worst thing.
There's Dina.
Was there any...
Was that you? No.
Questions?
Is that you?
Which one? I have to wait a bit to see it. Yes, that's me.
Oh, wow.
It's just a very blurry picture because I didn't want to show my actual face. And that was my old dog up there as well.
Oh,
there's a dog on the snow.
Yeah, it was our family dog.
That's
It
always...
looks
What
like
is
a
his
wolf.
name?
Lupus.
Oh,
It's
wolf.
Like, yeah, Canis lupus. So, I loved him. He was the sweetest dog. Well, except for that, he wanted to attack every small dog that came up. But, and he did actually damage quite a few small dogs.
He attacked.
Yeah, he attacked very much.
Oh, wow, getting a lot better.
Yeah, I think it improved quite quickly.
2009.
Oh, look at the antler one. The one with the cheetah.
Where's that?
Wait, go back. Wait.
Oh, the one with the cheetah.
That one's for a comic, actually. I'm just looking because I'm a few seconds behind.
Yeah. Where is it?
The one that's like an antler with a cheetah further down.
Oh, this one. I am home.
I think so. Yes. I just have to wait to see it. But yeah, that one was trace of a picture I took of myself.
Oh, okay.
Nice. And added like a background and lined it and stuff. I did tweak it though, so I became like an antler character. That was a big thing at that point.
Nice.
But now it's called furry, so.
Oh no.
It's really funny. Anyway, I was gonna ask if there was any more questions that you're gonna want to ask me because I'm getting sleepy. So
oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's pretty late there, isn't it?
It's 9:30.
Okay. Okay, we can wrap it up pretty soon then. Let's see. Do we have any more questions? I guess we kind of ask everyone this. Do you consider this a risky career, and do you consider yourself a risk taker?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it's a risk, but it is a lot more challenging than any other job that you can get, I feel like, because it's so much dependent on your ability to figure out your problems and evolve and get better.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, it's risky, but it's very rewarding. I think the more risk, the more reward. And especially doing my own thing is probably even more risky and rewarding.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think maybe doing, like, if you get, like, normal jobs, concept art jobs, I feel like it's still very rewarding, but it's less risky.
Yeah.
For some reason, I feel like it's less risky. I feel like doing what I'm doing is risky because if Patreon shuts down, I have nothing.
Yeah. Well, you still have your user base.
Yeah.
You know, you could probably move to another.
Oh, I could probably figure it out, but it would still be
scary.
Yeah, it still be scary. So it is like, that's why I kind of branch out with like Twitch, and I have YouTube and I have Instagram. I'm trying to like cover everything.
Yeah, that's really smart. You know, you have a couple backups. Very important.
I say to my, like, I keep bringing this up in my head, but I say to myself, I'm hustling.
Yeah.
I'm hustling in art communities, and
yeah, absolutely. That's really awesome.
And one that's really interesting, and I didn't know anything about because nobody talks about it. It's like sponsorship videos. Do you know how much you can get for sponsorship videos? This is very interesting if you want numbers.
Oh yeah, I mean I've heard before, but yeah, tell us.
This like this is recently I had to look up how much you could take for like different sponsorships and like shout outs and stuff. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, you can get free products. Like I got XP pen for free and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But there's this online thing called the Socials Blue Book, where you sign up and you connect your channel, your YouTube, your Instagram, and it pretty much tells you how much you can take for different things, like what's low and what's high. And for one video where you do a shout out for a brand, I can take with my viewer count, I can take $1,200 per video shout out.
Oh wow.
I know, right? It's insane how much companies pay for promotion or like for shoutouts, and it's like ads. Like if you're putting ads on TV, that would be the same thing. And sometimes they try to get away with paying less because it's just like people doing fun stuff on the internet, but actually it's advertisements.
Well,
and
really,
you have to get paid for that.
You know, it's really interesting because some of the people that even do shoutouts, I'm actually interested in what they're shouting out because they'll usually shout out something that's actually relevant too.
Yeah, I definitely try to do things that are very relevant. I don't do it at all because I don't want to like annoy people with shoutouts, but if I ever do, then it will be very relevant to my channel and my community because I don't want to annoy people with it, you know. I already put my videos, so that kind of generates revenue.
Definitely, because some like YouTubers that I'll watch will do a shout out and they're so funny. You have such a high, like everything. You know how some people, every single thing they say is funny, no matter what, because you think of them as funny. And they'll like read an advertisement. I'm just like, it's so funny. Like, I love that. Like, they're reading a stupid ad and I just watched the whole thing. So I'm just like,
it was funny. It was entertaining.
Yeah.
So if you do it right, then you do it right. But some people do it wrong, and it's just like, it feels wrong when they do it.
Yeah.
It's really depends on the community, I guess.
Yeah, it really depends. Like, if you want to, like, I don't know, maybe some people feel like a sellout when they're doing it, but at the same time, I think, number one, doing it right, and number two, I mean, you have to make a living. Like, if you have to do it in order to continue producing content, you know, it's like Dr. Disrespect on Twitch, he'll talk about running ads, and he's so funny, because Shroud was like, man, you should run less ads, it'll actually help your community. And he's like, Shroud, he's like, maybe if I had one Lamborghini, but I have a couple Lamborghinis. He's like, I gotta pay these bills here. So funny. But he runs a bunch of ads to people who aren't subscribed to him, and I do find if he runs too many, I'm like, and I click off and leave and get distracted with something else.
Yeah. I've never actually watched that many channels that do run ads. Like, I watch some people who are like partnered and can run ads, but I think I just follow mostly art people.
Yeah.
So I don't really they don't really run ads at all. So I guess
Yeah.
they're just there because of the community, and maybe they get bits and maybe they get subscriptions, but like that's what they get. But I guess if you run more ads, then you get and if you have a lot more viewers, then you can get a lot more money. But
Yeah.
AdSense is not really profitable unless you get thousands of views per video or per stream. So it's very different.
Yeah, it's when people do it every video, I'm kind of like, I actually stopped watching someone because she promoted the same thing at least twice every video. Yeah, that's when it gets annoying.
Yeah, I'm the same thing. I've had a couple of brands where I've been talking to them for a while, and I was talking to Squarespace just now for like a sponsorship, but they decided to cut their budget per 1,000 views in half from their previous things because they wanted to focus more on sponsoring channels for a longer period of time. Which I don't like. So that means every video is sponsored by Squarespace for a longer period of time.
For less money.
But for less money. And I ended up saying no because I don't really want to annoy my audience with that stuff. I rather do one or two but get properly paid. So it's a balancing thing because you have to look at your audience and see what they're actually willing to see. And if it's just like a small like, hey, blah blah, you can just skip it and it's fine.
Yeah.
But
one thing that I noticed that I think their channel's Achievement Hunter. They have like Rooster Teeth, Achievement Hunter, Let's Play, all those guys. I think their Twitch streams are sponsored, but their YouTube videos are not. So they'll do a Twitch stream with like 4 of them for like 2-3 hours, and they'll be like, "This episode is sponsored by Omaha Steaks," blah 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 blah. And but their YouTube videos, they never have any ads on or shout outs or anything. So
no, it definitely depends on what's your main income. Like for me it's definitely YouTube. Like Twitch doesn't give anything. So but I don't really care. Like I just want to have like a chat with people on Twitch.
I'm almost wondering if you could do like a series on YouTube specifically that you're gonna say, this series that I'm doing is I'm gonna do a sketchbook series, and these are actually going to be, I'm gonna be affiliated with and advertise, but all the money is gonna go to me going to this place, to this event or something, and vlogging my experience there. Like I feel like that, because like Twitch streamers will start
if it makes sense, then it makes sense, but it can be very annoying. But Ella said that it's funny that you said that because the person that I mentioned that I don't want to watch anymore was promoting Squarespace.
That's funny.
So Squarespace gonna promote more videos, but give less money. So I don't like that. That's why I'm not doing. But I might do a Skillshare one because apparently they pay enough. And I like Skillshare. I like the idea.
There's just so many ways to make money online.
I know, that's why I'm hustling.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you can nail it, if you can figure it out, if you can nail it down, there are so many different ways to like I bet you everybody in this chat knows those Udemy ads on YouTube that are like, "Do you want to make amazing art?" Have you seen those?
It's a running joke. They always
know
videos.
His brother.
I know. I know. It's hilarious.
I'm being mentored by him, and they.
Do you want to learn how to do amazing art?
Yeah, exactly. It's a running joke, and I'm actually being mentored by his brother to make my own Udemy course, and it's really interesting. Udemy, some of those courses are so good. Yeah. $10 for like 40 hours of content.
It's insane. I just want to say hi to Steph because the average artist on YouTube. She's
awesome.
I want to say hi. Skillshare ones are good because your audience usually get 2 or 3 months as well. Yes.
Yeah. You want something that benefits your viewers. You don't just want to get value out of it. You want them to get value out of it.
The thing with Squarespace is that I use them though. Like I pay them like a lot a month. Like I have 2 websites with Squarespace.
Yeah. And
I do use them, so it would make sense. But the fact that they cut their budget in half, I don't like that. Yeah. I think they're really trying to pay people less, which is very sad.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, I should probably let you get to bed.
You gonna let me sleep? Yay!
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I would
earned it.
love to have you on again. You know, maybe
I've
we
been talking
can
for a while.
maybe we could even have
Yeah, no,
a session where we draw or do critiques or
yes.
something.
I was
would love
thinking
to do
that this podcast have way too much of my face in it.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
like-
I'm fine with it. I think everybody's fine with it. Everybody knows you anyways, so.
Oh gosh. Yeah, no, but it would definitely be fun to do some art or something.
Yeah, definitely.
While chatting, I think a lot of people are up for that.
Yeah, let's collab.
Yeah, collab, hang out.
It'd more be
But
like
no-
you helping us rather than anything else.
No, but we can figure out something more fun. I think maybe less of doing games, but more doing actual like helping people. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
Like,
for sure.
I do like when you do paint overs and stuff, and I'm sure that a lot of people would.
Oh yeah,
like that.
people have been begging for those again. We've just been so busy with
Yeah.
guests.
Yeah, maybe you should do like every other.
Yeah, I was
It might
thinking about
actually
it.
be.
Paintovers take more time to prepare for.
It does.
Yeah,
guess
paintovers
it
are a lot of work. Like me and Burin
Because,
sometimes spend like 5 hours before the episode, like
Oh, really?
writing down stuff and painting and everything.
I would just,
and
like-
also you need to collect all the right references to show them, which links to tell
I think-
them, etc.
Yeah, we like
It'll take a
doing it.
while.
We just don't have the time a lot of the time.
Because if you do it live, it gets really slow. Like
Yeah, I would keep like, oh wait, let me find this thing. Oh wait,
Yeah.
let me try and explain this.
Yeah.
So it's yeah, no, I can
Which
see that.
I guess we try to find a balance between it. It really just depends, you know. Like initially, I was trying to do them all on the fly, but then there'd be things I'd think about that I didn't think about, and I'd be like, "Oh, I forgot to say that." But you know, what can you expect from free content? You know.
Yeah, free critiques.
Yeah.
But
so.
yeah, everyone who's joined a little bit later should go and join ArtQuest's Discord channel. They have a really cool little community there. And I
Yep.
think that's where you also post your art if you do want to get like critiques, right?
Yes,
Or on
there's
Facebook.
critique sessions. There's
Yeah.
there's supposed to be weekly assignments and monthly challenges, but it was so much work to put in to make
Yeah.
those happen. I think we might just move to monthly challenges. I have some buddies who are interested in. Yeah, I just linked it, by the way. Who are interested in maybe helping out with the monthly challenges, because weekly assignments we actually had to critique too, so it was like double, triple the work of just the streams.
Yeah, you have to really pace it, but also like it's fun because then people can kind of join in a little bit more.
Oh, absolutely. You know, monthly challenges are pretty cool though. I love doing I love doing prompts and stuff. We need to actually set them up. I've been crazy busy lately, so have not, but.
That's just cool. Like, you started like 2-3 months ago with this,
Yeah.
right? Like you haven't done it for that long. And the thing is, things like that just kind of fall into place. At some point you will have a schedule at work and everything will be working. So like it's like I don't think anyone expects everything to be perfect the first half a year.
Yeah, well, that's why we started it, actually. Just me and Burin are just like, the beginning is going to be bad, and we're like, we know. Let's
Every
do it.
beginning is bad. Like
Yeah.
freelance, YouTube,
Drawing.
stream, everything's bad.
Yeah, but that's why you just have to jump in and do it, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Jump in, do it, suck at it, and try to get better.
Keep going.
Keep going, yeah.
Evolve.
Yeah,
learn.
you know, you can check out our critique videos, the early ones and more later ones.
I think
Yeah.
that's
And
so
you can definitely tell the ones that we actually spent hours before, at least 4 or 5 hours before, is actually better
Yeah.
than the
Yeah.
live ones.
We just need to get better at doing them live, then. That's my
Yeah, you
answer.
just have
Get better.
Yeah,
I've had
better,
some
I think.
teachers who are amazing at critiquing on the spot.
I think you can do that. I think you just have to limit yourself. Like you can't talk about this one piece for 2
Yeah.
hours. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
you have to minimize and kind of figure out, like, you just look at it and think, okay, what is the main thing, and then do that.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, that's gonna be really cool. I'm excited to see what you guys
Yeah,
Guys
and
do.
we would love to have you
always-
back.
Yeah.
It's so fun to go live with you because we have a lot to talk about. We should all have like a Camelback get together or something on stream.
Oh, we should. Yeah. Don't you have to force Phil to do this though? He did ask me earlier, do I have to? I'm like, no, you don't have to.
You have to if we do a Camelback though.
if it's a Camelback thing, then yes.
Yeah. So
if anyone doesn't know, like we keep throwing Camelback around. Me and Colton went to FCD together, and me, Colton, and also my boyfriend and another friend of us, Steph. We sat on the same table, and for some reason we named ourselves Camelback, and it's a whole thing.
Phil is the mastermind behind Camelback. So how I don't know if you even know how we came up with the name.
It was Camelback, Phil and Steph that came up.
Yeah.
Somehow it was like we just threw around some words. And
yeah. So it was you mash your keyboard and then you delete special characters and fill in vowels, and we did that a bunch of times, and Phil's one. So it was Camelback.
Yeah, Camelback. And then you started using it for your concepts. You put Camelback on trucks and stuff.
Yeah, I made it on my portfolio. I can even show that. I still have it online. So this is my Camelback portfolio. This was my Art Center entrance portfolio, by the way. I know there's a couple Art Center people in the chat. Maybe I know Yellow. I don't know if he's still in here. Anyway, Camelback tomorrow today. So this was a whole portfolio that I built for Art Center. A lot of this stuff is FZD work. What's that?
I love that it's Camelback. I love that you ran with it. I guess you just needed a name for something. It's the same thing with me with Nettle and the Hush Hush. It's just like we just ran with it, and then now that's a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I can actually link this in the Twitch if anybody wants. It's a secret. It's not even listed on my website, so that's a special link.
Secrets.
Yeah.
Secret.
Well, I don't want clients to see this stuff because a lot of it is really rough.
I would still hire you, but I don't hire people, so it doesn't really matter.
I'll have to contact you when you start hiring people.
Oh, I've thought about like I need somebody to manage me because I have so much stuff to do all the time.
Yeah.
Maybe at some point in the future I'll have somebody that I'll hire. But
yeah.
Not yet. Don't have enough money for that yet.
Yeah, well, soon. I mean, really, it's really starting to snowball your channels and everything.
We'll see. Maybe not. Maybe. What is it? Anyway, it was really fun being on your Art Quest stream.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
I hope somebody liked it.
I hope somebody liked it too. I know a couple of your viewers are saying they're definitely coming back next week, so I am really grateful for it. Dotted Frog said I loved it, so that's good. We got holy moly, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 followers on Twitch this stream,
and then 48 on YouTube.
That's ridiculous. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you.
It really encourages us to keep going. I think this stream and last stream were our best ones yet. Which one?
Who are you gonna come on next week? Because you had really popular, really good artists on here, but people don't know about you yet, so they keep discovering your channel.
We're having one of Buren's work partners come in next week. Yeah. What's his name, Buren?
Terence Cantal. He's the art director and lead artist of our studio.
Sweet.
He's the lead artist on Colonel K's team.
Another follower.
So he was my boss for about 2 years now.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, every Sunday I think, right? Around this time?
Yes, every single Sunday around this time. Sometimes if they're in Asia, we go live on Saturday because it's Sunday for them. But
I think you just have to follow them on all the social media, right?
Yes, follow us on social media. Yeah, that's about it. I mean, we're a pretty humble beginning, just two dudes wanting to start a channel.
It's good that you have everything up on YouTube as well, so people can find you.
Yes, and I'll have to splice together the beginning of the videos. I'll probably download these videos from Twitch because the stream got cut in half, and I actually really want this one to be one stream, so I'll just have to splice them together and export it and upload it.
Yeah. It'll be cool.
Another follower.
Yeah.
You're making our gouache zombie. That's a funny
So
name.
Stay longer. We're gonna have more. Just stay longer.
Oh gosh, hello.
And another one.
Another one. Who was that?
Ella,
yeah. She's actually a friend of an actual friend, like face-to-face friend.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's really fun. And Gouache is also someone that comes up for me. Anyway, this is hi Gouache. We're gonna end the stream, but okay, bye.
Yeah, it'll be up on YouTube later, so keep an eye out for that. I will go ahead and link our YouTube channel one more time, and there it is. So thank you for coming, Dina. I believe we got through all of our questions, and if not, what?
Anyone wants to watch me tomorrow? I stream around 2 p.m. UK time. On Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If you
awesome.
Want to see. Yay! Yeah, we got around to all your questions, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
Yay!
Thank you so much, and tell Phil to get out of the closet sometime and come on.
I think you have to be the one. I have tried for years. You have to be the one.
Man, he's such a cool guy too. It's like,
I know, he's hilarious. He just needs to start being social on the internet. Which I get it's weird.
Yeah, it's weird. So
anyway,
he needs to start an art quest.
You do.
All right. Thank you everybody for coming, and I am going to hit the end stream button now. All right. See ya.
You're welcome. It was really fun.
Yeah. Bye.
Have
a nice week.
Bye, guys.